aligned with that certain type of light. And I explained to y'all that in the word Illuminati, you have the word lumen, talking to y'all about, and they used it to open those doors, to reach those walls of light. Okay. And even still, they traverse that. And right there in the middle of lumen, you have the word umi. Okay. Which takes you straight to the women. All right. So we're going to get into a lot of it. But the point is, you're going to have to make a decision, all right, of where you're going to stand, literally, because a lot of people are being thrown here or there. A lot of people are being led or guided here or there, and they're forgetting to stand still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Be still and know that I am God. All right. And if they can be still and stand in the center, then they'll be able to see. So what's the point here? You have this word crown, which represents that corona or that glow that they were talking about in the year 2020. All right. Where they said there was some type of virus or pandemic that was occurring that was causing people to leave this planet. They needed to shut down the world for a global reset. All of that stuff that people forgot about a year later after it all panned out. Right. OK, so that crown or that halo or that Helios or that sun is being fought over right now. Literally, there's a son, OK, of DDG and Heli. All right. Or Haley. And that son of Haley and DDG or Daryl is called Halo, meaning once again, there's a war over the crown. Remember, I told you it doesn't stop at the seventh chakra, as they're calling it. The seventh one becomes the eighth one when you add the bottom chakra, which is the black one. All right. And that ninth one becomes what? That glow. So right now, as we speak, there's yet another gender war or a patrilineal war. That's what you're really trying to say. OK, and it's happening over the halo, the crown. This is how you know that their war on consciousness is real. The war on time is real. Like, let me tell you something. When I say the word gender, OK, if I say gender, firstly, you should know the moment if you've been walking long enough, as soon as you say there's some gender wars, you should put the A right there immediately. Just in tone, you know that there's an agenda there. OK, that's pushing it. And they're going to take whatever's happening. That's why I tell people things are staged. The elite don't just let things happen. OK, this is how you know. If you're in the house, let's say you're a mother or a father, OK, and you're resting and you hear a loud bang, pow, 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 bang, right? In your house. It don't matter if people was falling off the bed. It don't matter if people was running in the house. You're going to wake up and you're going to get it in order, right? Meaning you're going to take whatever that event is and you're going to sway it a certain way. Even if that means, OK, since y'all want to be up walking around playing and all this other stuff, how about you wash the dishes, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you're going to fit your what? Agenda. That's how the elite move. And the reason why I brought you up in your household is because if you are the parent over your household or the government over your household or the elite in your household, you will take whatever happens to make it fit your agenda, or you're not running things. Some of y'all let the children run stuff. OK, so you won't be able to understand it. But those of y'all who have been parents or are parents, you know what I'm saying. No matter what happens, it still has to fit your agenda. So when I say things are staged, again, for the 999th time, that's what I mean. OK, whether they make it happen or it happens and they take advantage of it. That's what the elite do. That's what they've always done from the beginning. Are you with me? So, again, if you hear that word gender, you should do it phonetically, align it, and you'll see the word agenda. All right. So we can take that out since you already understand that key. Let's deal with this actual word. All right. So if I say what gender or genre of this movie is this that you're watching? OK, you're going to tell me what type it is. All right. That's the word genre, like I was explaining to y'all about Genesis. OK, or gene or genus or genus. And the word genus means what? Kind or type, or specifically for this conversation that you need to pay attention to, lineage or lineage. OK, there's a lineage war. So when people say, oh, we're dealing with gender wars, do they know what they're really saying? OK, the gender wars is speaking about a bloodline war. What's the point here? This bloodline war is the hidden meaning of what people are talking about when they're saying there's a spiritual war. Now, there are multiple interpretations of it. OK, but that spiritual war that you're talking about, or that spiritus war, or that spirit war, all of it takes you right back to that which makes the human being be able to live in this realm, which is the blood. It's all in the blood. So there's a gender war. So you'll stop thinking that it means man versus woman, and you'll understand that it's based on people's gender. It's based on people's genre. It's based on people's agenda. It's based on what and who they align with. Okay, do they go patrilineal, matrilineal? Do they go matrilineal, patrilineal? All right, or are they not caught up in one or the other, and they're just standing on simple balance? All right, simple balance, meaning order. Do they stand on order? All right. Listen, people are screaming and talking about it's time for the matriarch to come back. It's time for the matriarch to return. It's time for this. Here's the truth. The truth is the matriarch never went anywhere, because if it did, we couldn't exist. The matriarch and the patriarch have to exist in this reality that we're in. So it never went anywhere. It's just that the women lost their minds and they ran behind Lilith, and they didn't have to, but they did. Okay, the women lost their minds and they ran behind Lilith, and the men fell. Well, okay, let's do this. Let's go to this story that we had, and maybe it'll make more sense to you. Let's draw this hill. Some of y'all already understand where I'm going. All right, there was a hill, and there was water on top of it for some reason in a well. Okay, and two people. There was a boy and there was a girl. All right, Jack and Jill went up the hill. They did what? Jack and Jill went up the hill to do what? To fetch a pail of water. Okay, they went up the water runs downhill. But either way, they still went up the hill. That's what they told their parents. We finna go up on this hill to make some and get some water. Oh, okay. Yeah, they thought they was slick. But there was a certain thing that they went up there and sacrificed, which was their virtuosity. All right, and I'll explain to you. Jack and Jill ran up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down. What happened with Jack? He fell down. Oof, right? Jack fell down first. And then he broke his crown. Okay? And Jill came tumbling after. Okay? She fell down also after Jack and Jill. There was another story similar to that. All right? And it took place in an enclosed garden. All right? And there was a man and a woman, or a boy and a girl. Only this time, who fell first? Eve fell down and broke her crown, and Adam came tumbling after. All right. And they were removed from the garden. What is this? What's the point here? The point here is there's this recurring thing or theme with these stories. All right. That someone loses their way and then the other follows. And you want to know what happens when the other follows? Okay. It's happening in this day and time. No one wants to take what? Accountability. No one wants to take accountability. And if we're going based off of the Bible, the first person to dodge accountability would have been who? Adam. Or Cadman. Or Zakar. So why did he not want to take accountability? He didn't want to be punished. He didn't want to reap what he sowed. So Eve was blamed for Adam's falling. Okay? And to this day, what do men say? Women don't want to what? Women don't want to take accountability. They're right, but still, it's still true. But the point is, men are still pointing the finger about that. And a lot of these people are Christians, not even understanding that the first one who didn't want to take accountability was the man, Adam, when he said, it was the woman that you gave me. That's the reason why I fell. Well, again, if you can find yourself blaming one another for y'all falling, if you can find yourself blaming one another for y'all falling, then y'all were not ready to lead Lord by Lord, side by side. So again, what is this gender war about really? It's really about two sides, two opposite sides that are not supposed to be opposing. Okay? They're supposed to be working with and by and for one another to make this thing come to order, right? Okay, you have two opposite sides that are versus one another, going against one another, even though they don't have to. And these two opposite sides are really looking for what? That balance or that scale or that truth. Why? Let's finish this letter and form it into a word. They're looking for their twin flame. Y'all ever heard people say that? Where's my twin flame? Okay, some people might say, and if you got the book, How to Love Again, you already know that, right? Some people might say soulmate. Okay, it's all the same. That soul and that flame line up because that soul word, it just takes you to the sun, all right, or solar. And the flame here takes you to what? This word right here. Ish or Esha. Okay? So I want you to look at this overarching word right here, or overarching word that is Esh, and it also means fire. All right? Just how these words, flame, and even though the sun isn't actually a fire, we know that by now, but that's what they used to call it. Okay? So when you say the word Esh, you're saying fire. But when you say Ish in Hebrew, you're saying what? A man. When you say Esha, you're saying what? A woman. Okay? So what happens is these two become one. All right? They cling on to one another and they become one flesh. They say cleave on to your mate, or cling. That's that word. Cleave or cling. Cling on to your mate and become one flesh. All right? They're speaking about genealogy, ancestry, lineage, descendants. The same thing I'm telling you. Matrilineal, patrilineal. Cleave on to one another and you become one flesh. So you have a DDG and you have a Haley that at one point in time, even if it were in lust or in sin or in the night, okay, or whether or not it was in love, they still came together and they formed Halo. Okay? They became one flesh. A lot of people may only interpret it as you're coming together as a consummation of marriage, saying that, yeah, we love one another, so let's have sex and say that we become one flesh. All right. That may be one person's interpretation. However, when you look into it deeper, you realize, wait a minute, when these two people come together, they're being fruitful and multiplying. All right. That does most of the time equal one flesh, which will be a child. You understand? Which is where a lot of people have getting that arrived at that breakdown for the womb, the child, and then the phallus. OK, the mother, the child, and the father. All right. Which was erased and replaced with the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And you don't even know where to put who. You understand that? But again, that's a whole nother story. But the point is, they're looking for each other. The two flames are looking for one another. And this realm, this world, okay, with all this false light, all right, or this fabricated water, okay, that keeps leading people astray, keeps separating them. All right? Y'all figure out that y'all find love. Eventually there's a love. You remember this? Y'all remember this? Because it only lasted for like a summer. But y'all remember soft girl era? Okay? And y'all remember hot girl summer? Okay? Both of these had an impact on our communities. Which one y'all think had the most impact? The hot girl summer. Surely this had the most impact on our community. But why? Because this one was encouraging women to return to their naturally charged feminine self. Okay? It doesn't mean that women don't have masculinity or masculine characteristic. That's a lie. Women still have masculine characteristics, but they are naturally charged to be feminine. I remember talking to one of my people that I dated before in 2019, and she was explaining how she didn't want to be on some thug shit and whoop the whoop with all these people that because we had wound up splitting. But she was saying women don't really want to be on that. They want to be soft. They want to do this, that, and the third. But the world is pushing them to be more of like the thug and And because that's the fake water or the fake wave or the fake current, meaning what's happening right now, but it ain't really happening right now. They're trying to convince you that that's what's happening. That ain't what's happening. It ain't supposed to be. You understand? Most women just jumping on it. But in all reality, it ends up harming them. It's the same thing with the men. The men are being taught to just be these bricks. We don't have no emotions. We ain't supposed to feel anything. We're supposed to be stoic. Don't breathe. Don't sleep. Don't do it. Just stand still for life. And we know that's not how we are. Listen, any women in here got children that are boys, you know the boys need the most love. You know what I mean? Them girls want you to get on about their face now. Okay, you done got your sugar. The boys need the most love. The boys need the most affection. Listen, when a man doesn't have affection, he feels that he's not attached to this reality. That's when he checks out. So it's the lack of affection that the men get that caused them to become stoic or bricks. All right. And it's that lack of stability that the women receive or they don't receive. There's a lack of stability for them that causes them to try to step into the shoes of the man. And everybody's being played to lean to this side or that side, not understanding both of you have the masculine and both of you have, well, that's the feminine. Both of y'all have the feminine, both of y'all have the masculine. And you have to balance it out. And when it's imbalanced, you get a what? A war. It's the same thing with everything else. When you have two sides disagreeing with one another, you get a war. And some of y'all still think I'm talking about men versus women. No, it is a clear sign that there's an imbalance on your planet. I'm going to say it again. There's a clear sign that there's an imbalance on your planet when the men and women are at war. You have Meg versus Tory. You have DDG versus Haley. Okay? You have all of these different women and men fighting and warring with one another. It's because the balance is off. Okay? And things have been tipped. The axis is already tipped. Okay, which is why most people are leaning to the right or the left, left brain, right brain, okay, right bosom, left bosom. They're leaning, okay? There's already an imbalance. So this calls for what? Judgment. Something about this. Can you spot the mistake? Yeah, hold on. Judgment. Why? But y'all brain ever do that? Anyway, never mind. Both of them. Anything. It's a balance. It's a balance is the point. Y'all ain't paying attention. Okay. Nah, this is a judgment. No, ain't no niggas ain't meant to jug. All right, cool. So check this out. All right. This calls for judgment. All right. And the main judgment is taking place from where? This thing right here. The sun. Are you with me? That's the main judgment. I don't know what people laughing about. This shit funny. Y'all niggas know y'all be trying to double check all that. Okay, cool. All right. So you know how they say it rains on the tall people and it rains on the short people. Okay. The sun shines on the women and it shines on the men. All right. And pay attention now, because if y'all remember, I put up an image on my story where you had a tennis court and it was on fire, and I put the word June. All right, pay attention, because there's a lot of activity happening with that sun, and they're watching it. They're nervous about it because it's activating. Okay, but they're watching it every year. They're watching for the solar pole reversals, everything. Okay, because they think that it's going to be that which causes the end of the world, the sun, and they call that by what? By fire. Because last time, according to what they believe, they say water came through and flooded everything out. But this time, they're saying fire is going to come through. Okay? So here's what happens. Ultimately, if you were to ask people, which one is it for the elements? Are men water or fire? Most people will say what if they had to choose? They'll say fire, right? And then they'll say women are the water, right? Okay, so ultimately, that will mean what? In the beginning, the women were here. If we're dealing with Genesis. I'm going to show you something that men may not be able to grasp right now. In the beginning were the women. All right? And the women somehow flooded everything out. I'm showing you this aspect right here. Flooded everything out. And this time it's supposed to be by fire that this realm is destroyed. I'm going to say that one more time. The women were already here. Nun. The nuns. Nun. Okay? Or Nu. All right? Nu was already here. It already existed. The primordial waters, the prime order was already here, right? And then it was a flood. Okay? All right, cool. So then who did they say was going to destroy this world? Men. Now, it doesn't mean that the women didn't destroy it before. But if you pay attention to what I'm saying to you, then they're saying that the men would destroy this world this time. But again, all of that aligns with what is being taught in all of these scriptures. You still have to look deeper than that. So if we look at the words as two becoming one, all right, we have to get Shem as Shemesh, all right, Shemesh, all right, let's put this Esh here so you can remember Esh, okay, Shemesh, all right, Shem, and then you have the word Ma'im or Mayim, which is water. Okay, so you have fire and water. When you put these two words together and you get Shemaim, all right, you get heaven. which means what? The only way heaven will ever happen on earth is that the men and women come together, correct? Only. If the men and the women don't align with one another, then there will still be a what? Imbalance. And you'll have too much fire, and that's destruction by fire. Or you'll have too much water, that'll be destruction by water. Is anybody picking up on what's coming through? Okay, so when there's an imbalance and they tip the scale, water floods everything. All right, when there's an imbalance and they tip the scale, fire floods everything. Only when you have the balance of the two, and I'm using that word loosely because there's a deeper science with that, right? But only when you have the balance, okay, because ba is the soul and lens is the eye. Only when you have the balance, all right, to see the soul or the center, SOL, all right, like the sun. That's when you have heaven, okay, heaven on earth. And that's where we have a union between 6 and 9, which is why we'll find in the Bible, okay, Matthew chapter 6, verse 9, they pray, our Father, which art in heaven. Okay. And what are they asking for? Let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That word as right there is speaking on the law of correspondence. It's a simile. Okay. Keyword simile as in similar. They're saying as is a correspondence, saying let that which is in heaven happen here so there will truly be a balance. And then you'll be able to see what your purposes are. OK, that's why people are trying to remove gender roles. They say we don't want gender roles. No, listen, you're trying to undo nature. OK, women are naturally more nurturing. That's their nature. All right. Men are naturally more on the move. That's their nature. So the moment you start saying, I want to remove gender roles, I'm not talking about the Western hemisphere and their society based on patriarchy and saying that women need to be in the house cooking and that the men need to be outside doing whatever they're doing, playing games. Right? No, I'm not saying that. Or hunting the bread and coming back with the bread. I'm not saying that. OK, what I'm saying is when you take out the role, you take out the flow and everybody's competing for roles. Y'all ever notice that when men and women are arguing, y'all ever who read the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus? OK, it doesn't actually mean that these people, I'm sure y'all know that, are from these planets or these beings are from these different planets, even though there could be some truth to that. That's another story. All right, because there were destructive beings who came from Mars. And if you ask me who caused the problem here, if we are sharing this planet and the women were here first, I think the men caused the problem. But nobody asked me. So let's go back to what we're talking about. OK, if you read those books, it explains certain things that the way that the two communicate are different. All right. So one side is trying to express what they feel and they don't even want an answer. They don't want a solution. They don't want logic. They just want to express something. And it's very hard for men to, even once we understand that, it's very hard for us to work with that because we're solution based. We can fix it. Can we fix it? You see Bob the Builder step up. Yes, we can. The women talking about some, well, we could get another one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we're solution based, we're logic based. That's not always a good thing. OK, because sometimes things don't need to be fixed. All right. Sometimes things need to allow. OK, let's look at it like this. All right. If you see natural selection take place and you as a man in the human being form step in and say, let's fix it. What you just did was you disrupted the natural course of things. And what you think you fixed, you'll be done. OK, like the movie or not the movie, the TV show, That's So Raven. When she used to say, I try to fix the situation, then I end up misbehaving. She was trying to explain it, even though that was coming from the feminine aspect. All right. That is not always to be fixed. That when you can understand the divinity or the order of things, you'll allow certain things to happen. Y'all have to understand as women, men, I can speak for us, we're not naturally wired to understand that. So that needs to be taught to us through y'all. All right. And you can't explain it because you can explain it to the end of the world. It's all, listen, especially when it comes down to the books. Most of the books trying to explain how men and women think are written by who? Men. So we're getting all the wrong guidance. We cannot be taught it verbally. Y'all have to show us. All right. Don't tell us, oh, it's time for the matriarch. Be it. Show it. Prove it. You understand that? You have to show it. And only y'all will know what it means to be it. And when y'all are trying to be us, there's an imbalance. Same thing with the men. You cannot teach women problem solving and logic. No matter how much they try to act like they understand it, they're not naturally wired to. You just have to show them it. You with me? You have to show them leadership. All that talking about, we are black guys. We're all black guys and Kangs, and we're Anunnaki guys. We're Anunnaki guys. Okay, all that's just talk. They don't see that, because when they read these stories of these guys, okay, or these lords, which is another thing when you read the word Aish or Isha, all right, in Sanskrit you get the word Lord. Okay, so it's not just man. Okay, you go different languages, you'll find different meanings. All right, one will give you a Lord, one will give you master. All right, so go check Sanskrit for Aisha or Ish. All right, and you'll see more about it. Okay, so these beings built things. All right, you got like the Tower of Babel. Okay, niggas was building obelisks, needles, and you know what I mean, houses and communities and technology. Niggas say, "Oh, look a wheel, let's get around." All kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at it now. They're like, we don't see that. When they all they see black men doing is bitching and whining. And you can't be mad at them. And I don't, again, some of y'all don't use those words. I don't either. I'm just keeping it simple. Melanin dominant men, when you hear them, most of the time they doing is just complaining about something and saying how it should be. The only men that they see who stood up in this realm truly were the ones y'all call white. All right. And when the men get in position to be leaders, who do they emulate? They emulate the Caucasoid. They want to dress like the Caucasoid. They dress in the suits that the Caucasoid wear. They want to talk like the Caucasoid. Listen, the more money niggas get, the lighter their voice get. You ever notice that? The more money niggas get, the niggas get talking like this. And then next thing you know, that you might as well be him. All right? You start talking like him, sounding like him, walking like him, dressing like him, worried about money like him, talking about money like him, living like him, wanting his women, da-da-da-da. Okay? What is it? I'm not going to a race thing here. What I'm saying is the ones who stood up to be guys on the planet got everybody trying to emulate and be them, while these beings are secretly behind the scenes trying to emulate the ones who are calling themselves guys, but they're not activating their what? Their potential. They're not activating it. You're not supposed, listen, I don't know if you can understand, so I'm going to draw it out a certain way, right? This is Bill. Meet Bill. Okay? Bill is white, as you call it, or he's a Caucasoid. All right? No matter what Bill does in life, he will always be who? Bill. Bill could change his name. Who will he still be? He'll still be Bill. Bill could get what do you call it? What is it? A thing, the surgery. He could undergo a procedure. Guess who he'll still be? Bill. All right. Bill could walk around like the hip hoppers, whatever he think we walk like, right? Y'all seen that video with the lady walking wide? Guess what Bill will still be? Bill gonna still be Bill. Bill will be Bill no matter what Bill does. So what can Bill do? Bill can only be Bill. So as Bill is being Bill, Bill gonna be Bill and be the best Bill could be. By just being Bill. You with me? So Bill gonna succeed in being Bill. That's his that's his peak. Bill. Okay. Here is, I don't know, Shaka Zulu. Here's Shaka Zulu. All right, here he goes. This is Shaka Zulu. All right. Shaka Zulu is what you call a black man. Okay? So he's not Bill. He's Shaka. I'm not going to keep spelling that shit out. He's Shaka. Okay? If Shaka change his name, guess who he's still going to be? He's still going to be Shaka. He get a surgery, he's still going to be Shaka. He's still Shaka. If he start changing how he talk, guess who he's still going to be? Shaka. So what can Shaka do? He can go up, but only as Shaka can go up. Are you with me? He can succeed Only as Shaka can succeed, truly. If not, he's only emulating. Same thing with Bill. So my point is, in this society, you got men who are trying to play this black God, pro-black card, but they're trying to be Bill. They will never be supreme beings. If you're some God, banking shouldn't be your main focus. If you're some God, the financial system shouldn't be your main focus. If you're really a God or a creator, cryptocurrency is not your main. That all belong to Bill. No matter how tall you grow in Bill's world, Bill will always be taller than you. And here go you, Shaka, trying to be Bill in his world, and then talking to everybody else who don't have to be small, but when they come into your world, it's how tall they become up under you. You're telling everybody else, what? We can be better than Bill. Be better, Bill. We can be better than Bill. We've been better. And then you are trying to tell them that by becoming Bill, they can be better than Bill, but they'll never be Bill. Are y'all with me? What's my point? Am I making something up, or is it proven already that anybody who come through talking about there's some God, all right, trying to be this black God and pro-black this, that, and the third, they always end up under the same one. Not in their own system, not with their own language. Well, I know one, but y'all don't like his name. I know Malachi did it. So y'all don't like talking about him. He has his own language. He has his own currency, his own system, his own land, his own culture, his own constitution, his own da-da-da-da, his own da-da-dee, his own bada-bada, his own boobity. And y'all still talking about some, I have to figure out what we're going to do to bring the communities together to bank with me. You're under Bill. You're not a God. You understand? You're subservient. Okay? You're a subservient. So my point is, when women are saying they're not seeing it, they're not attacking men by saying that. Okay? They're allowing it to be known what nature already sees. The black man is not God. Not here. Not here. You're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to prove it. And you're not going to be able to prove it how Bill proves it. You want to know how? You'll lose. All the people talking about some, we're not serious about the revolution. Remember, Rashad Jamal, big thing was revolution. Okay? Oh, you got to be serious about the revolution. Y'all not serious. Y'all scared. Y'all don't want to go to war. You didn't either. Because when they came for you, you knew not to go to war with Bill, how Bill goes to war. All them guns and everything you was flashing, you knew not to up it on Bill and them people. It don't matter if they were melanin dominant officers, Hispanic officers, melanin recessive, any kind, any variation. You know they still up under Bill. So they going to go to bat for Bill. They ready to body for Bill. They are body billers. You know that. So you didn't do anything but go into captivity. Meaning you were not as prepared to go to war as you tried to convince people by speaking and talking with no action as you say. Why? Because you can't go to war with Bill and win. Bill is already a destructive being. He proved it already. That's how Bill became a builder. He didn't even build shit. Bill didn't build. Bill built niggas to build. Bill building niggas to build now. The niggas Bill is building is about to build their ass. You know, the AI niggas? Listen, Bill's still building. We got Bob the Builder, bodybuilder, Bill been building since the beginning of the billions. You understand that? Bill is the only billionaire, no matter what Ye say. Listen, when Ye tried to be Bill, a billionaire, Bill like, what the billion in there? And listen, I'm telling you, anytime you try to build some shit in there, what God come do? Bill. He come down and say, what they billion in there? And they took it from him. He got it back. They gonna come again. They gonna say, I don't know what he billion in there. We gonna have to stop that. The only billionaire that's been building in there that they ain't really fucking with be niggas that they got whole different other shit going on. Elon and Trump. And y'all talking about, oh, they fighting. These are billionaires. Do you understand that they're not fighting? Do you understand they're moving chess pieces? That's another thing. Never mind, because we have to do a whole nother thing. What are they fighting for? They don't fight. They move pieces. They don't get divorced. Bill Gates. Bill Gates, listen to the words. He didn't divorce his wife. He moved assets and acquisition dockets, and he moves shit around. That's how they do. People thinking on regular people level or the layman's, and we'll get into that. So no, it's not revolution that you need. You need evolution. You need to become alive, because when you revolving, you're doing this, walking in a circle. Circumambulation, just going. You're not serious about that. No, I'm not serious about that, because that makes niggas dizzy. Anybody knows that. Whether you get on a merry-go-round, whether you get on a rope and tied to a tree and swing, okay? If you drive in your car in circles, that'll make you dizzy. And you trying to figure out why everybody out here dizzy. You with me? Listen, they're confusing good dizziness with good busyness. They can't do good business. Listen, there is no way to do good business in Bill's system, because the system was built off of bad business. You want to know what bad business is? They call it bad blood. All right. The businesses that you're talking about, what that business is, was built off of the backs of the bloody ancestors of some of y'all. Okay. This whole thing was built off of badness, not business, not goodness, not valor, none of that. It was built from demonic actions. You with me? What's my point here? My main point here is, even if you thought you were going to fight Bill, if you try to outbuild Bill by fighting him how he fights, he's going to destroy you. So what are melanin dominant men faced with? A decision that the way you've been going about it is not right. It is the wrong way. All that fighting and marching and walking in circles with your fists in the air didn't do anything but grant you cardio. It granted you cardio, but it didn't bring you closer to the center. Because if it did, you would have been looking at what they say from the beginning. Behind every strong man is a what? Is an even stronger woman. And you ignore her generation after generation after generation. When you say Black history, who pop up in your mind? Exactly. You got to squint to see Rosa Parks send her ass in the back. Or in the front, technically. You got to squint to see Betty Shabazz holding it down. You got to squint to see Harriet Tubman, and that's another thing, but you still can squint to see her. You got to squint to see all these other people that were still a part of these stories, all right, or still a part of these movements. Why? Because the man want to stand up and listen, the woman will be just got through finishing a document, typing it up and everything, and the man snatches it. Yes, I finished it, but you didn't finish it. She was doing it. That's the same thing since the beginning of time. You have Tahuti being given all the credit for being the wise one. Why? Because he was able to write it down logically. So he became a scribe. And because he could do this, everybody forgets who does this. All right? The one who dictates and speaks or utters the word of mouth or the water mouth. Okay, that's what it really is. When you say word of mouth, you're saying water mouth. All right, and what is water mouth? Water mouth is the word nu, which means water or the primordial waters, and mouth, upe or upu, nuupu, nuapu. That's the word of mouth or the water mouth. You just heard it from here, okay? Because I literally just came up with it. So I know that's what it means, by the way. So I didn't come up with these meanings. I just showed you that word of mouth is saying water mouth. And when you're saying water mouth, you're saying mater mouth. Literally, go look it up. M-A-T-E-R, water. All right? This means literally mother. And y'all know the women, again, are said to be associated with what? The water. So the water mouth or the word of mouth was unspoken. It's an utterance that not everybody could understand about. You had to be telepathically inclined to even get it. Okay? So Seshat isn't given credit. Tahuti is given credit. They give him credit 3 times. They say he's 3 times great. And people forget about Seshat. But if you go look up Seshat, she the one who showed the nigga how to do the shit. You see her with the pen and pad, but they'll flip it. And it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing to this day. All right? A lot of things that the women had, the men was like, ooh, let me have that. Remember these? Who best friend is used to be? Y'all remember that? When the women loved diamonds and the men loved gold. All right? The men held gold. It was heavy. It had status. Okay? It was saying that you got some shit done. Even if you went in that dirt and you dug that shit out yourself, depending on how much you came out with, you was him. All right? The diamonds was the little pretty things. The little pretty things in life. Niggas know we don't stop and observe and go all at the little pretty things in life. We're focusing on what? The gold. But what happened? They flipped it on us. Women became the gold what? Okay, do I need to stop? The women became the gold diggers. They started calling the women the gold diggers. And the men start flashing their diamonds and talking about how pretty they were and how pretty their wrists were or their nails were or their clothes and their fashion. And we can't let them have anything, can we? All right? That's what I'm telling you. It's been an imbalance for a long time. And these women aren't having it. All right? I'm telling you. Now, again, I could talk on multiple sides of it. But the main thing there is what I was just explaining. You cannot outbuild Bill. So you have to tap into something new. Okay? And the new is right there. All right? Dr. Malachi York has an album called New. And I was thinking the other day, I said, what if he was really saying new? You know what I'm saying? Somebody new. All right? Pay attention to the title. Nobody wins. No flesh will be able to inherit this kingdom that I'm talking about. Nobody wins. All right? The only way you're going to win is if you're in tune with Shu, which is who? She. She who? Shu. Shu. She who? She who? She who? You have to be in tune with she, which is who? She who? 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 She? Who? You with me? But that's who they forget. So they just say he. They say he or who, why, he and who. It should be she and he. Because when you're saying she, you're saying she and he. But in all of these languages, you see the woman in all these stories, the women are being left out. All right. But then there's a secret understanding that it was all about the woman. OK, even when you say woman, you're saying woo or wah, which means and man. So you're saying and he. You understand? So, but who is that? That's what I'm saying. When you say the Father, then you say the Son and whoever this other person is. Oh, just call it the Holy Ghost. Who? You just call that the Holy Ghost. You're not going to acknowledge, even just by saying who it is. The mother, mater, madre. You're not even going to say who that is. Because you don't understand it, you're just going to say, who? This person don't even matter. That's in all of it. That's when you're doing the cross. That's when you're saying who, all of that. Because they're forgetting about the woman. You with me? So what's the key here? The key here is you're going to have to do it a new way. Doing the same thing over and over again is the revolution part. But y'all forgetting about Eve, evolution. Eve. You have to remember Eve. You have to remember Aisha or Aisha. Aisha was the wife, okay? Because when you say woman, by the way, you'll also get another meaning etymologically. It gives you wife and then human. So the human that was a wife to man or is a wife to man. So the wife to what man? His name is Hamud. All right? Some of y'all may say Muhammad. Muhammad. All right? Muhammad. Hamud. Okay? Or Hamad. Muhammad. And what does Hamad, Hamud, Hamadu mean? It means praise. To praise. Or to give praise. All right? So if you're saying Muhammad, if you look at that as an anagram, you get Adama. You see it? You flip it around, you get Adama. And Adama was the one who came from where? The ground, which is what that word means. From the dust of the ground, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. From the dust of the ground, or from the depths of Sheol, this being was formed. All right, out of the ground, out of hell or Sheol. And he became, if he was able to go another way, a new way, Eve, which they said living. But you had to become living. All right. They had to breathe that spirit into you, or that who, or that key into you, or heka. And out of that magic that you received, you became living. But you have to do that a new way. So Aisha is forgotten about, though. A lot of people don't want to talk about Aisha. Or they'll throw out all these other stories about Aisha being 6 or 9. Why? Because they know it's a perversion. If you look into the story deep enough, they'll tell you, no, Aisha wasn't no 9-year-old that married Muhammad. No, Aisha was 19. They literally say anywhere between 17 to 19, she went to go and find Muhammad when they had to evacuate and go to the Holy Land. You with me? So she went to go be with Muhammad because she was literally assigned to him because they were saying, yo, Muhammad is doing all his work and he's alone. So she wasn't no 6 or 9-year-old. She was around 17 or 19 when she went out there to find him. And a lot of people would say that the consummation happened when she was 21. But there are a lot of stories that you have to align to see that. But if you deal with just mainstream, they're going to say, oh, she was 6 years old, 9 years old, to have you looking at Muhammad a wrong way. You with me? But why would that be? First of all, they don't even want to deal with the fact that they weren't able to prove whether or not Muhammad exists. They don't know whether or not he exists. They just talking out the side of their neck. All right. But they don't care whether or not he exists. A lot of these people coming from a Christian standpoint, and as long as they can attack Islam and find something to attack Islam with, then they'll do it. You with me? What's my main point here? My main point here is in all of these words and these keys, it's telling you, especially men, that there will come a time where you will have to be what Bruce Lee said. You have to be water. All right. And there will be times where you have to be fire. And there will be times where you have to be earth. And there will be times where you have to be wind. If you go and watch the music video that I put out, Letter to Tory Lanez, you will see me turn into water. You will see me turn into fire. Okay. And you'll see me also turn into what? Earth. And then there's a mystery. If you go and watch it, though, you'll see the wind. I do turn into wind, but not where you see it. Okay? So what am I pointing out? This is all ma'at. 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 The forgotten mother. All right? The one who everybody says doesn't have accountability, the mother. The one who everybody says don't need to be speaking in the church, be quiet, the mother. The one who everybody says is less than, the mother. The one that, okay, the forgotten mother who without her, we wouldn't even be here. But people forget the mother. They say honor your mother and your father, and yet the father is getting all the honor, and y'all trying to figure out why we keep being destroyed over and over and over again. And again, that's why I tell y'all women, the sisters, I advise, meaning I give you a vision, you can take it or leave it. I advise you not to compete with us to activate the matriarch. Because if you compete with us and you try to beat us out, that'll be like Shaka Zulu trying to be Bill. You can only be the best you as women. You cannot outmen men, because if you do, there will be destruction. And we clearly cannot out women, even though you see these niggas trying. And look what's out here. Destruction, imbalance. Remember they used to say women are so what? Emotional. But who the niggas out here what? Crashing out. Who crashing out? The men. Who losing their temper? All right. Or losing control over their temperature, meaning they cannot protain their heat. They can't breathe. That's when you start feeling that fire boiling up in your chest. When you get that animosity, okay, or you get that pressure, and niggas do some shit and they start seeing red because of all them flames. You with me? They literally heat up before they kill. They heat up and get lit and active. All of that off of emotion imbalance or emotional imbalance. They lack emotional regulation skills, but they used to say it was the women. And now the women just looking at the niggas just crashing out. The woman will watch you just crash out. And they'll say what they say, and now you losing your mind. Why? Because you're trying to be her. And you've lost your way. You with me? And there's still a fight. And people are fighting, not understanding. Look, DDG and Haley represent so many people. You have to understand that. There are a lot of people fighting over their child. A lot of people just not in court. That happen all the time. In the community, a lot of times the women will dip out with the child and not let the father see the child. You with me? If the father does it, they'll say the father what? Kidnapped. You with me? So you'll see certain things where there's even imbalances there. But a woman will leave with the child and not let the father see the child, and the father will go through that. And that'll be the only time you see the father try to go to court and try to get his child, because the woman is denying him that time with his child. Why? Because the woman doesn't feel, for one, either it could be multiple reasons. One reason could be abuse, meaning this being is abusive to the woman. So she taking herself and the child out of that situation so she doesn't have to endure the abuse. Okay. And the child doesn't have to endure either the abuse or witness the mother enduring the abuse. So they'll leave for that reason. Or it could be simpler. It could be because the woman isn't with the man and she's jealous or envious of the women that the man is with, and because she wants to have that man for herself. All right. Even though she don't want to do right, she wants to have the man for herself. Okay. So she punishes the man by taking what he really cares about, which is his son. That's his life. All right. That's when you'll know it's two different ways now. You'll have a good father that's there and you'll see them active as much of the time he can be. Or you have a good father that's trying to be active and they'll even go as far as trying to fight for custody for their child. So they can be. And then what that father will do is ultimately they'll allow the mother to come and visit the child. They won't cut her off. You with me? So a lot of that is imbalanced. And I don't have any children. I've just been around. So I've seen all this stuff happen in real time. I've been on both sides of the fence, hearing both sides, listening, hearing people out. Okay? So the main point is the men are losing their ability to maintain emotion. And we have to be truthful. It didn't appear historically that we even had it. We had the illusion of it at least. Okay, where we were projecting it to one another in an illusory sense, saying, yo, we can control our emotions. But most of the wars took place by the men. The men fighting one another, killing one another, slaying one another. All right. Now, a lot of the wars started because of what? Women. A lot of the women started when a woman becomes insatiable. A war can take place. You got to be careful. All right. What they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Is the reason why they say that. Because a man gets scorned, he don't really have fury. Because all the woman got to do is pick up that phone, call 911, and just say you did this, that, and the third, and you don't even got no fury. All right? So they say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. When a woman is scorned, she can subtly cause wars. You won't even know it was her. Partially why you won't even see that that's where a lot of those wars started, because a woman said a thing or slept with someone she wasn't supposed to sleep with, or did that in the third, or she was attempting to overthrow someone. And she wanted the stability. She wanted the kingdom to herself. So she started the wars that she knew would get them two killed to move them out the way because they're going to kill each other. She stepped back and then she becomes a ruler. All right. Or integrates herself into a bloodline that she didn't inherit. Countries did that. Anyway. Dude, you got a country that did that. I'm not going to say no names. That inherited some shit that they know it ain't theirs. So they didn't really inherit it, but they're no widow. Are y'all with me? Okay. So when men start realizing, truthfully, realizing that they don't have as much emotional regulation as they've thwarted that they have had in the past, okay, then they'll be able to alter that and change that and become more stable. All right. And then the women, when they say women are emotional, women need to be emotional. It's just you need to stop giving this a negative connotation. Stop putting a negative connotation on emotion. Women are emotional. That's not a bad thing. Let them feel their emotions. You with me? So then when you stop trying to take them out of their state and they stop trying to take you out of your state, y'all balance one another out. You with me? And everything becomes orderly at that point. But it can only happen when people do it a new way. All right. So what do they say? They say doing things the same way over and over and over again is insane. Insanity. All right. I already told y'all what insane meant. OK, insane means man, not man as you might think. Again, that's regil. Regil is man as a male figure or a male being. Insane was talking about human beings. So human beings have been insane. All right. For a long time, meaning they have been lunatics. On the lunar timing. Remember I explained that to you, right? They've been lunatics. Luna is the moon. Luna. Tick is time. They've been on the moon timing for far too long. Now they have to activate that sun timing. Okay? Remember I spoke to you about the sundial. Okay? Remember this saying. The darkness, this is my saying. Okay? Remember this. The darkness chases the what? The light. Darkness chases the light. And there's a whole roundabout that occurs because of that chase. And it's an ever-going chase. All right, what does that mean? Now look at this. You'll see this sundial with a shadow. All right? And that shadow will go around and around and around, appearing to what? Chase light. Okay? So where the shadow shows up, just know that it's there because light is present. When you see darkness show up, just know it's there because the light is present. Don't ever forget it. We don't forget it. We know it. Okay? When you see darkness come, it is there to try to either prevent the light, slow the light down, whatever. And it's all an illusion anyway. Let me say it another way. When you see the light, there's always something that pops up. Okay. When you see the light, you will see the night. Delilah. Samson and Delilah is another story. So I need y'all to think about this before I keep going with this story now. I'm not saying this is man, this is woman. Remember I told y'all that in the beginning. It's just because of this damn patriarchy, you got a lot of stories where, they'll show it one way. All right, Jezebel, all this other stuff. But this could be anybody. This could be a woman. This could be a man. All right. Anybody that's imbalanced in a day and time that they're in, they'll be one or the other, depending on what that time period is. Okay. For example, if you're resting and somebody come in and they banging, they tell somebody, I ain't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get no sleep because of me. All that. Okay. Then they're a devil in that time period because you're supposed to be what? Resting in that time. So you're not able to get your rest. You're not able to get the substantial rest that you need. So then you're waking up, you're tired, you're groggy, you're frustrated, all right, because this devil came in making noise that wasn't supposed to be made at that time, right? All right. When you're when you're awake and walking around and somebody's trying to put you to sleep, let's say somebody choking you out, say, go to sleep, go to sleep. It's not sleepy time. So why are you telling to go to sleep? You with me? Then that would be a devil at that point in time. Somebody giving you sleep pills, that's the devil at that point in time. All right. Someone's trying to give you a lullaby. All right. Remember this word, lullaby, lully, lulla, layla, Lilith. And we'll get into it now. Somebody give you a lullaby. All right. Meaning they give you a tone that comes from or is by the night and it puts you into a sleep. All right. Or in a comatose, a deep sleep or a deeper sleep. It brings you into the night and Lilith belongs to the night. So you have Delilah, Layla, pay attention, lulla, the lullaby. Delight, Delilah. What is Samson? Okay, first, Samson, you see the word right there? Son. All right? And if you go and research it, this word Samson comes actually from a word Shemesh, all right? Which is really Shem. You have to remember, okay, it's not really a vowel thing. It's really Shemsha, okay? But you say Shemesh, all right? And if I were to write that, I would write it as this in Hebrew. Okay, this is Sheh. This will be Lameh. All right, and this will be the Sheh. Just giving you the sounds. Okay, so Shemesh, which is the son, Samson, Shem, son, same son, Sam, Shem. A Shem is a son. Okay, and then you have son. So when you're saying Shemesh, you're saying Shem, son. And that word itself here, and this will be, again, if you notice, I wrote that from right to left, right? That's how you write in Hebrew, if you didn't know. Okay, that word, Shemja, all right, gives you what? Sun like, or like the sun, similar to the sun, or of the sun. Remember when Dr. Malachi York was teaching people of the sun, all right? So we just figured out who Samson is for the first time. I don't know who else would have explained it, all right? Other than Malachi, he did say Shemesh or Shemsha, okay? Now you have Delilah, all right? And remember about the columns. Okay, and all that in the story, all of this signing what? The sundial. Okay, so you have Shemish, Shemzan, okay, She, okay, Shemson, sun like the sun. So we're going to put sun. All right, and then you have Delilah, okay, Lila, Delilah, Layla, or Layla, all right, which means night. Delilah, of Layla, the night. If you're going to look this up, you're going to realize I ain't just saying some stuff. Some of y'all today old, but it's okay. There's a lot more to teach. All right? Delilah, Lila, Lilith, Lily, Layla, Lay, Lee, Lila, Lily, of the night, or the Knights Templar, the body of the night. Okay, temple of the night. Okay, so you have Delilah, Lila, Leah. All right, so this is Dial. Are you with me? So we can say Sun, Dial, Samson, and Delilah. Okay? Some of y'all gonna be like, what is he talking? I'm telling you now. I ain't just saying stuff. Okay? Because you had that story where they were telling people in the book of Exodus, chapter 34, what they say. Go out there, burn down their altars or break down their altars. Go out there and cut down their trees, which are the Asherah poles. All right? So there's been a war even back then because Asherah was also said to be the wife of God. All right? But then they flip it and say, well, no, it's not the wife of God. There was some trees or poles that they were building in honor of Asherah. Okay? And Asherah or Asherah in Sanskrit brought you to a fire or the sun. Are you with me? So my point is the new time period that people need to be on is based on the sundial. All right? Not lunar astrology. Anybody stuck on lunar astrology, I know the women might not want to hear this, okay? Lunar astrology has also passed away. That's why some of y'all have been experiencing it lately. How many people have been paying attention to astrology lately? I don't know, but I'm hearing this. How many of y'all been noticing stuff been off? Meaning you'll meet somebody that's supposed to be this. They're supposed to be a Virgo. They're supposed to be a Libra. They're supposed to be a Sagittarius. They're supposed to be Capricorn. They're supposed to be Taurus, all of this stuff, but they're not matching the characteristics. Or how many people been noticing that the phases of the moon that you used to calculate and be, okay, the retrograde, all of that has been off. And you're not even able to see it the same way. Something that's supposed to show up doesn't show up. It ain't happening how you thought it might happen. How many people have spent, okay, astrology is passing away. Lunar astrology is passing away. Why? Because it's time for solar biology. It's time for it. I don't make it up. All right? So if you see people still trying to push astrology, you see people trying to push all the, the religion, all the theology, all the old stuff that's passing. Okay, it's because they're Delilah and their thing is to take your crown. And what did Delilah come for? Samson's crown. And once they cut your crown, ain't no way you can get back home. That's like somebody coming and snatching your keys and running and disappearing into the night. And you trying to figure out how you're going to activate your Merkaba, your Bakamir, your vehicle, your chariot. You with me? This is why the brothers were warned by Malachi, especially those of you who, if you hear, and it's not, maybe not just deal with the brothers thing, because it would be a sisters thing too. But from what I saw, it was speaking about the brothers who come into this realm, protect your vows. You only get 4 of those vows, all right? And you get your heart broken, literally, okay? This is your heart. And every time one of these Delilahs come through and they break your heart, crack, crack, crack. All right, you're not even going to be able to activate enough to get up out of here. That's not coming from me. That's coming from Malachi. He said that the ones of us who are incarnates, Ilamuta Jessida, we only have 4 times to get our heart broken. And I know what he means, because after you've suffered fourfold, what happens is you become depressed and you're under so much pressure, you can't activate. Now, is there a potential to heal your heart? Yes. That's why they gave you Anahata. Anahata means to unstrike. Okay? You have to become unstruck or unhurt. You have to heal. But these people that break their heart, what winds up happening? They turn to an addiction. And the addiction suppresses the feeling of the heartbreak to make them what? Lose their mind or forget that this has been broken. And this addiction keeps them here. You with me? You have to unbreak this. This ain't nothing new if y'all been walking with me. Some people just getting it themselves. I wrote How to Love Again, all of that for that purpose. Okay? But a lot of y'all may not be ready for what's coming, because I told you the crown chakra it'll be a swift school. All right? The purple light is a swift school, but it's the most difficult. Why? Because you have to detach. You have to detach. If you remember that, what was the movie? Not the movie, the TV show, Avatar. All right, remember Avatar? Avatar was one of the ones who you would call Abba Tar. All right, that's why I put that word there. Tar means stars or star. Abba means a father. And the ancient ones called Ilamutajessida beings, or beings who came down from out of space into earth, or outer space into earth, they called them star fathers. Go look it up, or star people. So Avatar or Ang was indeed a Ilamutajessida. And he was having a human experience, and he had to find a way to activate in that same exact show all of the different points, okay, which is what the Wiccans learned. All of the different points, including what's referred to as the fifth element. He had to learn how to activate all of those points. Now, I'll tell you very much that there's a deeper science than just what the Wiccans present. Okay, so look at it this way. You have your elements, right? Fire, water, air. Remember the beginning of the show, earth. They were teaching you something. You go back and listen to it, you'll see something. All right, and go back and watch it again. This is your feminine masculine. Okay? If you only doing this, you'll say divine. Divinity is the fifth element. Go watch the movie The Fifth Element. They give it to you. In the movie The Fifth Element, it was divinity. You'll see pink or purple. Okay? That's where we at right now, by the way. Okay. So you need the divine masculine and feminine. You need negative and positive. Okay? Or a battery. Go watch the movie Man Who Fell to Earth. It was all about a battery. They had to build it. And if they didn't have that battery, they wouldn't be able to build that ship or activate that ship to get home and go quantum. Quantum fusion. What is quantum fusion? I'll tell you. Quantum fusion is 1, 2, 3. Center. 1, 2, 3. Right? Let's deal with it that way. So you have your negative, your positive. Okay? Quantum fusion, this will be your mental plane. Okay? Your middle point. Your anahata, that which allows for you to heal again at the crossroad. See you at the crossroad, you won't be lonely. All right? I'm never alone. I am, or is it all is? I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. All right? And then you have the 3 points on top of that. That point right here, you have divine truth, divine reality, and then you have divine union. Okay? Union with Anu or Anu. Or what? Anu, primordial waters. All right? Nu. Okay? So union and Anu gives you quantum fusion. Because you will fuse with Anu or the quantum. You will go quantum. And you'll know I didn't just come up with that because in my song, Reach Home and Quan, Be There, Reach Home and Quan. And I explained that in the book Hidden Hand. I talked about what? You went from Quan to quantum. All right? Which means you activate your own Ant-Man. So what do you mean Ant-Man? Well, in the movie, whichever one it was, I think it was in one of the Infinity Wars, something Marvel did. Okay, I think they had an Ant-Man, Quantum, Universe, some other shit. Notice he's the one who's able to get small or go tiny or quantum, okay? This word right here, Atman, is dealing with the soul. So when you activate that soul, you'll go quantum. That's why I say you went from quantum to quantum. Your soul activates. And listen, remember when they said rich in spirit, or rich as in spirit, or rich in spirit, when it came to Rich Homie Quan, and they had him surrounded by the green, he was wearing green, and it was a dove. All right? And remember, in one of Rich Homie Quan's last videos, he had his hair out like who? Yanun. And I showed y'all that. His hair was out like Yanun. You with me? Okay. Why Yanun? Like I told you. Yanun. Yanun. Oh, noon. Oh, noon is saying unknown. Okay? Unknown. Unknown is saying uni known or uni noun. And when you saying noun, what are you saying? Person, place, or thing, right? So one person, one place, one thing. That's the center. All one. All plus one gives you alone. All one. You with me? Yeah, noon. Go to the center. He kept saying, I am the center. I am the center. I am the center. I am centered. I am centered. All right? Remember, avatar, which means descend, by the way. Avatar, go look it up. Avatar means to descend into the earth plane. Avatar had to activate all of those points. And in the last part, where he got to the crown chakra, okay, that was the hardest for him. Why? Because of Kitara. Kitara. All right, or whatever the lady name was. I think it was Kitara. If you remember, go watch some episodes again. He wasn't ready to let her go. Okay, but they said, listen, you have to attach. What is the sign here? The sign here is, and this was something that we were taught when I was younger, a lot of you may not be able to leave because of your attachment to people, your attachment to places, your attachment to things. Okay? If you have too much attachment, you won't be able to go. That just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you are hooked on to a thing, can you pull off? No, you can't. If you wrap your car with chains to a pole, you can't go nowhere. You understand? You have to detach. And that's not an easy thing to do because some people detach and think that means cut people off. No, that's not what it means. You have to go through the same type of transformation that Josiah Falls went through in the TV show Man Who Fell to Earth. You had to go through that same transformation. And his transformation is he became more what? Centered. He became more centered. You hear me? If you're not able to do this, it don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you do. Because how are you going to complete the transformation? Some of y'all joined this walk and you'll notice, and this is why I do my best to tell people, listen, y'all stay together. I understand it though, because there may, in this day and time especially, there may come a lot more splits because he said 2 will be working in the field. 2 will be in the field. 2 will be grinding at the mill. 1 will be left and 1 will ascend. It is rare. Malachi taught it is rare that you will meet someone and both of you will make it. Because there's a chance that one of you are there to pull you out of Nuapu and one of you is trying to pull them into Nuapu. So for all you brothers and sisters out there, if you are experiencing it, okay, you're being called to the center. Only now, though. Only now are you being called to the center to reevaluate where y'all are and where you're going to be. Because after a while, what you're going to do is you're going to look up and it'll be time up. One of you will be taken. One of you will be left. This only goes for the elect, by the way. Everybody else ain't going to understand what I'm saying. Only the elect. So you have the decision to make. Are you going to choose Nuapu or are you going to choose the world? And you have another decision to make. Your decision will be, did you choose Nuapu selfishly? Or did you attempt to pass it on to your mate? Wholeheartedly. Did you put your whole heart into it to get them? Why would we say that? Because there's someone who came through here and put their whole heart into it. Malachi. Malachi came and put his whole heart into it. Wrapped himself up in all of the people that he reached and taught, right? And been teaching and still teaching. He put his whole heart into it. He put himself up on what? That cross, that pyramid. Okay, that's the heart. He put his whole heart into it. He gave his heart. He gave his love. Remember the teachers, he said when the teacher would come on, people turned on him for his love. He gave his love, all right, and gave everything he could. Why? Because he knew for sure he was new. All right. He knew and does know that he's in the center. He's already one with that. what you're calling all or El Kalum. He's already one with it. So he won't lose his way. You with me? Remember, he say, you need me, I don't need you. So it's the love, the same love that a mother has for a child. When the mother goes on and on and on and warns and warns and warns and warns, get out the street, get out the street, get out the street. Don't ride the bike like that. Don't ride the bike like that. Get away from that person. I don't like them. Da 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 da. Woo. The mother warns and warns and warns. The father will warn and warn and warn and warn. And the child has to make the decision of whether or not they're going to what? Listen. Not obey. Listen. There's a difference. Okay? Because if you listen and it can resonate, all right? Then let's look at that word resonate. Re, son, what? 8. Let's put it right there. Everything happens for what? A re son. Everything happens for the sun. They say there's nothing new under the sun. Right, because that which is new is behind it. Y'all with me? And this is what we were taught is the 9 ball, 360. When I tell y'all 360 teaching, 360 is that circle right there. Resonate has to meet in the center. So you have to allow what is being taught to reach your heart and make it to your senses. It has to reach your mind. And it doesn't just reach it for no reason. The purpose of it is to activate you. Calls you to act. If you're not activated, you'll what? Go to sleep. You'll go lay down. You'll go Delilah. All right? Or you'll go what? The word here, idle. Lies. You'll go idolize people and try to put the responsibility of your soul on them. You with me? That's what most people get upset about, right? They put the responsibility of other people or of themselves on other people. And when those people are not able to deliver what they think they're supposed to deliver, then what? That gives them the scapegoat science to activate and say, well, it's their fault. It's their fault. That's the reason why I didn't make it. You can't do that in this story. In this story, you will only be able to look at you. You won't be able to point. You won't be, listen, they remove you, you'll be in complete and utter darkness. There will be no one to point to. There will be no one to say, it was the woman you gave me. There will be no one to say, it was the man. There will be no, I was going to get it right. There will be no bargaining in that day. Don't take my word for it. It won't matter if you do. You can only see you, which is the same you saw before your first exposure to light, which will be what? Darkness. And that's on the other side of this crown, which you think is white, but it's really white, black, and gold. That's the next lights. So you say, what do? Do we go out and get white lights? Do we go out and get black lights? Do we go out and get gold lights? I already told y'all what to do. These days will be filled with darkness, not darkness how you think. The darkness will be, your home will be lit up by what? The sun. And you will get your light from where? The sun. So you will get back in sync with the sun. And when the sun goes down, guess what else turns off? The lights. And you're going to allow yourself to truly understand what it means to be nocturnal. Nocturnal doesn't just mean you're up in the night. Nocturnal means you understand the science of the shadow. Shadow, shahada, you bear witness to the oneness or the trueness. How do you bear witness? You bear witness because you know when the sun isn't up, there is no true light. You can have moonlight, but as I explained to y'all, you take two items, take two pieces of fabric, and you lay them out there on your concrete, and you take pictures of them in the daytime and take pictures of them in the nighttime. And there go your light right there. Science, true light versus false light. Whichever one shows you the trueness of the color of that fabric, all right, that's the true light. And you'll realize all the other, they look pale. You'll go from green to looking navy and black. And you understand that? That's not the true light. It's not showing you the true reflection that would occur if you were exposed to all natural light. So nocturnal science is needed. You need to understand about that. You with me? And the only way you'll be able to charge yourself in that way is if you're working in alignment with where the sun is moving in your area or your region. Point being, if you were to move with the sun, if it were possible, you would never see darkness. You would never see night. You would never see Layla. You would never be laying. But us as human beings have a cycle where we rise and we set. And you have to understand it and you have to respect it. That way you will know how important it is that if you need to get up and handle things, you get up and handle them where there's light to handle it. You with me? And when it's time to rest, you won't take that rest for granted, thinking you can put things off for later. Are you with me? Because you have synthetic light. This will cause you to be more productive, more outside, more in the sun, more engaged with your activities and on your mission. So your next light is not light. Your next light is darkness. And you need to know what it means. And you need to watch out for people who are trying to lead you into darkness. And they know what they're saying. They're leading you into confusion. They're leading you into disruption. One of the things Dr. Malachi York taught was the darkness isn't bad. The darkness is bad. What's the key here? The wise man or the wise person hears one word and what? Overstands two. That's one of the Masonic sciences I was taught. A wise person hears one word, overstands two. So you need to know what I'm really saying. Because if you do, you'll realize you're dealing with the black, the gold, and the white. And that's a natural occurrence. You won't need these. You with me? It won't be that. It will be that which is above that and beyond that, the true version of that. That's your next light. That's the only way it can be, though. Y'all have to understand my science. We've been walking this walk for longer than what you think. So go back and read the How to Love Again book. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative, positive. Remember I taught y'all about the filament, right? Remember the filament. And the filament was like your spine. And it needed to be charged up to a certain degree, literally, in order for you to have a certain glow, correct? And remember in the How to Love Again book, before we got here, I wrote the How to Love Again book in 2022. And did we ever sway away from the walk, y'all? That's what I'm telling y'all. These people don't have a plan for the soul. They don't have a plan for the psyche. They don't have a plan for the mind. But they always talking about it. But they don't have a plan for it. Some people, even if you listen, if you just started and you're here, you're still able to catch on. Because what you're picking up, okay, let me give you like this. If I've been collecting dollars all along the way, and I've been telling everybody, the dollars we're collecting, all right, we've been collecting dollars. The dollar we're collecting is going to go into us building this village, okay, that's going to sustain ourselves as the rest of the world falls. As long as you come in and you grabbing dollars, it ain't about a one-person thing at that point. It'll be about a common unity, a community, and you'll still be able to catch on. Same way, if I were collecting dollars along the way, all right, and I wanted to give you a certain amount, but you had to be there to get it. It don't matter if you, listen, you could have come when I first picked up the first dollar. You come when I pick up the $144,000, I'll still be able to give you your pay. So don't feel like you're out of the sink, not out of the loop, because we out of the looping. Okay, the loop has been broken. The cycle has been broken. Don't feel like you're out of the sink. You're out of the loop, but you're synced. So don't feel like you're too late. All right. So the key point here is you have to go beyond purple, and beyond purple is what you're saying is white. And then ultraviolet and all these other X-ray and gamma beyond this. Remember, white is the bridge. What's the key here? You can go out and get white lights, yeah, if you want to, and you can have them in your home at whatever time. But my point is, the main thing is you won't even need lights. You'll need to correct, recenter your circadian rhythm. You'll need to recenter your cycle of rise and set and rise. You need to recenter that. Okay, you need to become one with that again. Now, some of y'all, they may be more challenging too, because why? Your work schedule. That's what they told you. There's going to come a time where you have to choose man's law, man's world, or God's world. I'm not telling anybody to quit their jobs. Let me just say that. FAISE told me to quit. No, you ain't doing that. I'm not telling anybody to quit their jobs. I'm not telling anybody anything like that. Okay? Because you can still get the sciences from this. Same way, you didn't have to go and get that green light. It just helped. You didn't have to get that blue light. It just helped. Let me make sure this purple one on. You ain't had to get the purple light. But it what? It helped. Because, especially in this world where there's so much going on. Let's check. Especially in this world, you need something tangible most of the time. People, they need to be able to see it. So this light, these lights were holding you accountable. You with me? And again, you didn't need them. You didn't have to have them. But doing that put you in position to understand more about what I was saying. And y'all had your own experiences. And now so a lot of y'all have more discipline. A lot of y'all able to cut out more things and do more things. And some of y'all figure is changing. I'm seeing it. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. All right. All of that is based on your willingness to be disciplined or a disciple of that light or those lights. You with me? So the key thing here is you have to charge oneself up, and you cannot be of those ones who go out and idolize and put things off on other people. It will be about charging self. All right. In alignment with the collective, but you charge oneself. All right. And don't fall asleep. This is that part where we said the spirit is willing. The flesh is weak. Do not go to sleep. Don't be tempted to fall back, all right, under Delilah, Samson, because she will take your crown, all right? Be careful when y'all go up that hill, Jack and Jill, because one of y'all are up there to start a chain reaction, a domino effect of the crown breaking. You understand? You have to be cautious of that. And it doesn't mean to be paranoid, because as long as y'all are walking in alignment, then both of y'all get up there, y'all going to keep y'all crowns. And if you say you're going up there for water, then you went up there for water. We used to have a hill on Tamaray. They didn't go up there for water. All right. Did I step too far? Okay. So if you're saying you're going up there for water, then go up there for water and come back with that water. If you walked into Nuwapu with your mate and y'all are about to split, okay, it could possibly be because one of you have not chosen Nuwapu. Because one thing I know about Nuwapu, when two stand in agreement with it, it strengthens a relationship. It strengthens you. It will be, if not the only thing, one of the most important or vital things that gel you together. I don't want to use the word gel. That sync you together. I don't want to use the word sync. All right. That mesh you together. There you go. All right. It'll be that main thing. I bear witness to. I've seen it. Okay. Nuwapu is a beautiful thing. When people become married and the word of mouth. All right. You don't need no document. You don't need that. That's how we came in. What you mean? Stand in front of this nigga. You don't got nothing to do with this nigga. Who the fuck is this nigga? Oh, we need her to be the witness. God is the witness. I don't need to stand in no church asking this man if I can give him my vowels or consonants or none of the letters or none of that. Phonemes, morphemes. Let him stand the fuck wherever the fuck he was standing before I decided to take the walk. But it had nothing to do with this person. It has everything to do with me, my mate, and the Most High. The unseen, the unknown. We'll leave space for that. What the fuck are you doing? Can you move? You're in their way. You know what I'm saying? You can kiss the bride. Nigga, you don't fucking tell me I can do. Matter of fact, start over. What are you gonna start over? I'm gonna kiss him before you say that shit. All right, you can. Yeah, the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to explain to you. So if it's happening, y'all be cautious about that, because again, it's already been said. So I told everybody who was walking, I said, y'all make sure y'all, if you came with somebody, y'all keep walking. And y'all have to be able to meet one another in the center, but so many people are shattering and separating. Another thing is, a lot of y'all unions, you didn't even talk to me about. Not that you had to. It's just you just did it on your own. And some of y'all started unions in secret. You didn't say nothing. And one of the main things I said, for those of y'all who are walking close to me, I said, let's get this out of the way now. Everybody who's in a relationship, let it be known. Meaning, if you are with this person and y'all are together and we're not playing these outworldly Babylon games of, oh, we're in a talking stage. You're together. You understand that? Talking stage is just another, what is it? It's an excuse for people to go out and hoe. That's the talking stage. We just talking right now. We ain't doing nothing serious. That you're trying to still be a part of this world. You want to keep your quote unquote options open because you don't have discipline. Once you figure out you're going to rock with this person, rock with that person. What are you doing? If you bed 30 people in a year and you never figured out whether or not one of these people stick with you because you don't like one thing that they did, you'll never be past the talking stage. But it's just another excuse. Don't make the excuse. So if you're saying you're going to walk with this person, you walk with this person. So when I explained, I said, everybody put it out there right now. That was so that it wouldn't be no backdooring, okay, which that didn't stop it. That was so it wouldn't be no confusion. That didn't stop it. All right. The main thing was I was doing my best to show people that I experienced and the people that I came from. These are some of the things that cause us to fall apart. People trying to sleep with one another's mate. People lusting after each other's mates. People trying to sneak and backdoor and all of that stuff and fighting and this and that. I'm like, yo, and then it didn't stop. It did it. But that just shows you that what I'm telling you is true. Don't look at it as a negative thing. That's just another thing that'll show you, okay, Omari knows what he's talking about. FAISE, he know what he's talking about because these are some of the same problems that people been close enough to see people been having. And it can be removed if people just move forward truthfully and respectfully and with love. You with me? And when it ain't there, it don't matter. People will disregard that just for a moment. And then that moment is gone. And then you back and you falling. You with me? So my warning to everybody, it has been and it still is, that if you came or note or caution to someone or people, if you came with someone, walk with them. All right. Don't look at that as a negative thing, though, if there becomes a separation. But you walk with them because it's going to put y'all both in a position to have to compromise and dance with one another. There will be a dance. If you're able to do that, it'll just show more of your strength. Same type of strength that Dr. Melikazi York exhibited. Where imagine how many people he loved. Imagine how many people say they love him. And look at that, they left him, abandoned him. All right. You got some people that saying they love him. They trying to use him still. They think he doesn't know that. And he talks about it. But he don't talk to them about it because, he might have some people who are in position to make stuff happen to him. You know what I mean? Because, these people, they put people in position. You with me? Y'all got to hear between the words I'm saying. So he not stupid. He know that it's the same ones that say, I read his letters since I was 14. Okay, from his sons, from people around. I was always in a position to be around somebody who got a letter from Pops. So I will always be able to hear his thoughts and read his thoughts with my own eyes. And the main thing he talk about is people, how they betray people. He said, be careful with these women. And it don't mean just women. All right. But here's what I heard him say or saw him say. He said, be careful with these women. They'll love you, then they'll lie on you. I saw him say that when I was like 14, 15. I was reading one of his son's letters. Okay. And the sons would let me read the letters. He would let me read it. They all let me read it. I don't know what it is, but as soon as somebody get a letter, listen, whoever it is, when I get around them, they offer for me to read it or they let me read the letters. I think it's on purpose. So the point is, all right, I don't know why it's being stressed, but y'all need to, people need to get it together quickly. All right. Cause it won't be able to be explained in another way. All right. But again, grind at the mill till it's bye. And if you didn't read the grind at the mill story, I don't know why you're walking. All right. If you didn't pay attention to what I was saying when I was teaching what grind at the mill meant. All right. We've reached that million. You with me? We reached 1 million streams on grind at the mill. Prophecy fulfilled. We won't have to say it like that, but I just wanted to say it. It felt deep. Prophecy fulfilled. Prophecy fulfilled, my children. All right. So we reached the grind at the mill, the million. And I told you there was going to come that time. And it's crazy how we reaching that time. And then all these people having these relationship things and people are talking about splitting and all that stuff. Man, it's the same science. One will be taken, one will be left. Are you with me? So your thing is to activate whoever you are. I would like to see two people, man and woman. All right. Even those of y'all who walking in different orders. Some of y'all came and y'all woman. All right. Whoever y'all are. If y'all saying y'all going to walk. Okay, I would like to see people be able to walk and actually prove they can do that, because both of your bricks gonna be checked, and you can't show up without the other if you say that's who you with. You with me? Or you have to be explained. So again, a lot of that is happening behind the scenes. I understand it. But you have to show up in truth. Okay, not the secrecy and all that stuff. You got to show up in truth. And I'm not somebody that's doing that the opposite way. Meaning, if I say this is a thing, that's the thing. If I answer a question a certain way, there go your answer. People ask me all the time. They get simple answers. Sometimes my answers is too simple, but they are true. That's how I move. That's how I operate. That's how I was raised. I didn't know that the most of the world, if not all of the world, they don't live like that. Okay? But it exists. You with me? So if you came with your mate, show up with your mate, complete the journey. If not, one of y'all will keep walking and the other won't. And that's how this happens. I've seen it happen before I even got of age. So some of y'all will go toward the sun. Some of y'all will go toward the night. Some of y'all, what does this mean? Will activate. It takes the sunlight to activate you. It takes a full charge to activate a being. Okay? You have to be charged and heated up. Some of y'all will go and lay down. Why is that a key word? This word idol, did y'all know? The word idol in Hebrew is pesel. Pesel. Go look it up. All right? Fact check me. Pesel. And when you saying the word pesel, do you see that it's sleep right there? Pesel. Sleep. Y'all see that? And what did I tell y'all? Same thing they used to say. Idle mind is what? The devil's workshop. Because when you go idle, somebody else can tap into your control center because you're allowing them to. They become your idol. And if you're not careful, the wrong person in that seat will steer you wrong. Literally, because they're driving. All right? So idle is idla or idla, which means inactive. When Malachi said, activate yourselves again, he said this last year. That's what he means. Don't go to sleep. You have to activate yourself again. Don't become idle. Okay? You're going to have to choose. So look at this word idle, idla, idla. You see it? Dial. Okay? So what? You're going to choose the sun or you're going to choose Delilah or dial. And it's telling you to pay attention because darkness chases the light. We were taught that no matter what happens, when you see us gather together, emerald light, it could be 30 emerald lights. You're going to have at least one ember. They're going to put at least one there. Why? Because darkness chases the light. You hear me? There's a science. Get on a new timing, a new time. You're in a new time period. All right? A new time. Because the demon time is over. All right? All the old schools are done. You need to be on the new timing, the new degrees, newly risen, renewed. Okay? Or these wars are going to keep happening. How many people feel what I'm saying? If you can listen in between, how many people can feel it? All right? If you don't want these wars to keep happening, y'all going to have to shift where you are. Raise your frequency. Women and men are not enemies. And if y'all are, nobody wins. Nobody wins. Because let's say you got one man and you got one woman or one woman left on the planet and they go to war with one another. Who wins? Who wins? If you went to start thinking about who's stronger, you too deep in the patriarchy. You got to come up out of him. All right? Nobody wins. Because if she X him out, well, let's keep it simple. Because my mind started to figure out different things, but natural selection. But I don't know if it'll happen in one generation or another. But either way, parthenogenesis, activation of the X mitochondrial, she might. She might. But let's act like she may not. Okay? Let's remove the might away. If she X him out, it's over. She dies. She can't reproduce, kind of. If he X her out, he dies for sure. That's certain death. There's nothing he can do. You understand that? So, yeah, they're going to need one another. They need one another. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see Haley and DDG solve their issues publicly, because if that happens, that's going to be a good sign for us as far as our timing. When you're seeing stuff like that and it doesn't end well, it shows you that the window will be shortening quicker. You with me? There's still, okay, you have to understand this. Look at the time you are on. All right? The time sphere. Okay, but it's disguised as a line. The time sphere that you're on or in, look at that as the duration of life as you know it. All right? And let's say, if you want to deal with it that way, just so it don't be confusing, even though some of y'all have access higher degrees from me, right? Let's say you're here in what you call present. Okay? And then you have, well, I think I fucked it up, didn't I? Either way, it's still going to work. So you got present, and then you got the future over here, right? So it still works. So you have the present and your future. All right. This time period will be this time period, meaning it'll be this space regardless of what happens. And your experience of that time and space will depend on what? How quickly or how slowly you're moving, right? Y'all understand that? Okay, so I'm doing my best to explain it. There's a window, okay? The window will be the same length. However, it can be shortened. What does that mean? It means the whole of the realm, per your observation, will shrink, but you won't even observe it. That means the time will be shorter. So you will be experiencing it as if you were experiencing this, but it will speed up. And if you're not in alignment with that speeding up, which is what it's done for, you will be done for. I just explained something that may be otherworldly, but I'm doing my best to keep it here. It's saying the window of time that we have can be shortened even more. It already has been shortened. You with me? Certain events or current events calls for an effect in the rippling or the current. You hear me? So when Malachi stepped away, that silence that was heard, Revelation chapter 8, verse 1, in the heavens for about half an hour that they've been talking about, the silence that's been heard was an alteration. And Dr. Malachi York has a song called Only a Dream. And that's from his Holy Tablets, the book, The Holy Tablets, where he's talking about Adapha, telling them to be alive on this earth is like a dream, what I put in the Rich Homie Quan song. Go back and tell the humans, let them know that. Okay? Only a dream. He says, hold back the clock. Look, when I said that, I might have been too late to screenshot it. I might have been too late. But when I said hold back the clock, it was 12:40 and it was 124 people on here. You with me? He said, hold back the clock. Don't let us stop. And don't let go. Just hold on. What he was saying, hold on to, is the rope. He was saying, hold on to the rope. Don't lose the rope. The rope helps you find your way back. Remember, listen, if you were in the wilderness and you had to go a certain mile, a certain amount, y'all put the rope around your waist so you can tug it and feel that tug and get back to where you needed to get to. You'll be able to find him. You'll be able to not just find him, you'll be able to find home. You'll be able to find home. Only if you held on to the rope. But what did they say? El Quran. All right, Surah 103, Ayah 3. Okay, fact check me. It said, hold on to the rope all together. And see to it that you are not divided. Don't be divided. You with me? If you become divided, all right, you've been offered to take the walk, like in the movie Knowing, as male, female. You've been offered that. So wouldn't it be crazy if you show up and you're like, all right, I'm good. And they say, where's your mate? Where's the one we assigned to you? You with me? It could happen. I'm not saying it will. But imagine you show up, they say, where's your mate? Well, this is a wedding event. Okay, cool. I'm single. No, this is not a single event. This is a wedding event. This is for married couples. And you're turned away at the gates. Why? Because where's your mate? You with me? You don't have your mate, and you were assigned one. So what are you going to do? Well, we've seen this before when there was a male being and a male being and a woman being in the Garden of Eden. And they couldn't handle that. First thing the male being did was went right around and talked to the woman. Went straight over Adam's head and backdoored him. Slept with Eve and then caused problems in the garden from that moment on. And both of these beings are accountable. And Lilith, which was a story that they discount, okay, had her issues with Adam before that. Are you with me? So that's what they call like that third thing. There's only one situation where three people, all right, aligning will be a good thing. And what will that situation be? They form a pyramid. They have to form a pyramid. And the only way you can form a pyramid is if all three of these beings are in alignment. So it becomes less about what? Sex or sensation. It becomes less about sensation, okay? It becomes more about cessation, like I explained to y'all. And cessation, ceasing, stopping, and being still. And then that which needs to move will be able to move around it, and there'll be an activation. That didn't happen in that garden. That's snake, Shaitan, Nakash, the op, came through and shut all that down, and they fucked it up since then, according to that narrative. You with me? So, hold on to the rope all together. Find your way back to the center. Find your way back to the soul. Find your way back so you can figure out what the soul is or the souls are. And if you have a twin flame and you see that that's your twin flame, Aisha, okay, y'all need to be rulers or masters together, or you will have to make that decision. And the main marriage that's going to take place won't be between the two of you. It'll be between one or two of you and what? The holy place, okay, which is the center. All right? It'll be between either one of you or two of you. The marriage of the Lamb, the wedding of the Lamb. The question is, who's it going to be? So what's the main thing here? We have men and we have women. If you even just look at that, y'all are one and the same. All right? You have to stop fighting. You got to stop fighting. You with me? That's why I say, again, I would like to see them figure that out publicly. That'll be good news for us because we got more people to reach. You have to stop fighting. You have to start understanding and working with one another. You with me? Because you one and the same. One of y'all is plumbing one way. One of y'all is reverse plumbing. One of y'all functioning this way. One of y'all functioning another way. But y'all work together, you start realizing that's the full battery. That's how life comes through. the full battery. How can we get y'all back in alignment with one another if y'all are competing to be one another? How can we get y'all back in time? How can we get you back in time? Because time is running out. And most importantly, not just how can we get the two of you back, how can we get each of you back in yourselves so you'll understand that which is in yourself? How can we get both of y'all to balance as yourselves? So what if I'm single? Well, if you're single, this still deals with you. There's a message for you because you still have to write yourself. It don't matter if you partnered or you're solo. You still have to write yourself. And the way out is the way in through the sun. Any questions? That's a buildup of the gender wars that's happening out here now. We might have to come back and talk about Elon Musk, because people ask about that. Elon Musk and Trump. You know, I talked about Elon Musk and Trump, though. In the Out of the Darkness book, I spoke about it. If you paid attention. Right? You said I answered yours? That's what's up. Any other questions? Anybody got questions? I'll take some questions. That's a lot now. You know, when I teach, it's a lot. Y'all got to go back and watch these lives. All right? If you ain't already subscribed to the YouTube Phase 1, it's 2 words, Phase, F-A-I-S-E and 1. Phase 1 live archive. That's why I be putting all of the lives at. Y'all got to go back and watch them. There's a lot to be unpacked. I listen to my own stuff sometimes. Sometimes I just play it back and it's powerful. When it flows, it's powerful. I be listening to people be trying. People come up and they try to listen to that back. I be like, oh, damn. That nigga is something serious. This live was fire. Thank you for that. You got to upload more on that for sure. Malachi spoke that he is taking us from behind the 9-ball. Would that technically be through the sun? I don't know. You have to ask FAISE about that or read the Black book. He speaks about that. But it depends on where you're standing. I'll say that. I can't speak on that. I'm at liberty to. So if you're standing here, right, then you coming from behind the 9-ball will be you going into the front of it, right? But you'll still be standing there ultimately to somebody who's standing on that side. If you're standing here, let's say the sun is here and you're here and you coming from behind the 9-ball, you're here now, but that means you're still here. You with me? I was there, which is here. You hear me? Because ultimately becoming one with that, which is that 360 or the 9-ball, shows you the center. This is your solar system's center. That's where you have to be. So if you coming out from behind the 9-ball, is really you centering yourself. But again, read the Black book by Dr. Malachi York. I'm sure you'll find your answer if you read it again. What if your mate is not one of the sun? Well, let me talk to you. I don't know who you are. I don't recognize your name, so I'm not even looking at my screen right now. If you're saying, what if your mate is not one of the, when you asked me that, a word came through for you to make sure you are. Because it's not reading that you are. It's not reading that you are. Before you point and ask or assume, I'm not saying you have. Make sure you are of the sun. Whether you with someone, not with someone, make sure you're of the sun. What does that mean? If I ask you, what does it mean to be of the sun? What will you say? What does it mean? You with me? Do you live your life like Truman Show? What does that mean? Well, do you operate in truth? Operating in truth doesn't mean you don't make a mistake. It just means you understand that that's a mistake and you're not trying to cover up for that. Operating in truth doesn't mean that you're always going to get it right. It just means that when you do get it right, you know what it's for. And when you don't get it right, you know what it's for. And it's for you to learn and grow and add another degree to become more with the Son. Make sure you're one with the Son. You with me? And then you'll know what that answer is. What do you mean? If your mate isn't one with the Son, that's not your mate. If you're one with the Son. But if you're not one with the Son and your mate isn't one with the Son, that's your mate because both of y'all are not with the Son. You with me? See this. That someone reaches in and attempts to grab someone who's drowning. All right? And this person grabs them, and what do? They tug on them and pull them down into the water. And they ask him, what are you doing? And they get no response. All they get is the person tugging them down, and you realize that person ain't even trying to get out the water. For the sake of love, you gonna drown? You were not elect. It was not your time. It was not your genes, because whatever would cause you to do that, they don't need. It wasn't your decision. They don't need your decision making. They don't need your rationale. There will be no reason for you to be able to get up out of there. So you drown because you were one with them. You're on a boat. And somebody clearly has a drill. Clear as day. And they're drilling holes in your boat. All right? But you love them. So you let them. You get what I'm saying? Now, let's say you're on a mission. You're traveling with the Ark of the Covenant. This is important. Not only can you not touch that, you have to make sure it gets where it needs to go. Because even if you sink, as soon as this hit the water, all this becomes electricity. You're going to die anyway. You have a mission to do. You have to get this ark to where it needs to go. You're going to let these people what? Drill holes in your boat? Or you throw them overboard? If they want water so bad, let them get out there in it. Now, here. That'll be my line. Here. Now you don't have to drill for it. It's all around you. And you keep going. Here's what you need to understand. All right? About this. When there's light, even though darkness will chase it, the more light that shines, darkness won't be able to be there. The brighter the light is, darkness won't be able to be there anyway, y'all. So, same thing I told a brother, 17 years old, he asked me a long time ago. He said, yo, how am I supposed to get the people around me to be green light? They won't choose green light. I said, you have to make sure you're being it. Because what's going to happen is if you be enough green light, it's going to encourage people around you to be it. And if they don't be it, you will be removed from them or they will be removed from you. But amber and emerald do not coexist. Not how you think. They don't coexist. They have to separate. You with me? So there go your answer. Again, I hope you don't feel attacked. That was for you. Make sure you living truthfully, family. You can't live in the shadow. All right? Because it'll be easier to count out everybody else's things. You have to be able to see you. Don't live in the shadow and don't make the mistake of being self-righteous. Malachi taught, it's not your imitation of righteousness that's going to get you there. It'll be your actual righteousness. Let me tell you, I'm actually, and I can be open with y'all to say this. Everybody has a root self and everybody has a crown self, right? Everybody has a root self and everybody has a crown self. You will know you're ready when you get here, and it's not that you question it, but we'll put that there, right? You're wary of it. You're not nervous. You're not afraid. But you already know what happens when you put this on your head. So a lot of us are standing there with this on in our hand. Why? Because it's powerful. It's super powerful. We're standing with this in our hand, and we know what happens when we put it on. But the issue is some of us want others to put it on too. But I can't put y'all crown on for y'all. What does this mean? Well, if you detach, but others around you are still living in the realm of attachment, right? They still live in attachment. These people live in attachment. Okay? Then you ascend and they don't. It's happening now. Let me tell you. When you find yourself being provoked and you stand right there in the middle and say, am I going to react or respond, or am I going to ignore and stay centered? That's how you know. Because a gate is opening. And every time that gate opens and you choose ignore, you get further away from the provokers or the provocateur. You get further away from them and you get closer to you. It's more on your head. Right? If you saying over and over again, I'm not rocking with this. This does not work. This does not serve me. You have to stop doing this. You have to stop doing that. The people around you. Or you at your job or whatever. And you saying, yo, I'm not rocking with this. Da, 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 da. Or people coming around you, they want to talk to you. You at work, you're doing your thing, but these motherfuckers still in your ear. They're just in your ear. You say, yo, how many of y'all have found yourself being more straightforward with people? They call it more blunt. How many people found yourself being more straightforward? Say, listen, okay, I know we got to work together. I don't like your sneakers. I don't like the sound that it makes when you come up on me. So when you walking up on me, can you stay 10 feet back so I don't have to deal with a certain amount of decibels that get up to me? And they looking at you confused because they don't understand that language. Or listen, I know you're used to disrespecting me, right? But you're not going to keep disrespecting me. Or you're going to be disrespecting me by yourself, which that's not going to be fun because then eventually you're going to have no response from me at all. And that you're not going to like that. It's not going to be an enjoyable experience for you. And you're going to try to play your way out of, you did that to yourself. Because I've said over and over and over again, excuse me, that's disrespectful. Don't talk to me like that. Don't handle me like that. Or eventually you're going to be handling yourself that way. And they looking at you like, what is happening here? What's happening here is like, what do you call it? Strings. And you get cut, and then the balloon takes off. Right? Or the hot air balloon takes off. And again, people could take off with you. So a lot of y'all want people to take off with y'all, don't y'all? Y'all want y'all mama to come with you? Is that what it is? Y'all want y'all wife to come? Y'all want y'all husband to come with y'all? Y'all want y'all brother and sister to come with y'all? Y'all want y'all child to come with you? You want your children to come with you? You want your boss for some reason? You love your boss? You want to come with you? Everybody wants everybody to come with them. But you cannot sever. Listen, okay, when my Umi was doing her radio show, this was in 2015, she asked me for a title. She was like, well, I need a title. I need something to do the show on. I said, do the show on, and I literally was walking through the house. And she asked me, she said, yo, I need a title for my show. I said, do a show on, literally. I said, here go a hand. Okay? I said, do a show on, are you a balloon or a yo-yo? Because time is the scissors. All right? Time is the scissors that are going to cut regardless of whether or not you're ready. And when the scissors cut the yo-yo, it descends. When the scissors cut the balloon, it ascends. All right? So I said, do the show on the balloon or the yo-yo. Which one will people choose? Okay? But the detachment is going to happen regardless. People are either going to cut themselves off from the Most High, or they're going to cut themselves off from the devil. People are going to cut themselves off from the Amberlight reality, or they're going to cut themselves off from the emerald. People are going to cut themselves off from the lamb, or they're going to cut themselves off from the goat. But it will happen. It will happen. He's just still got that show. It will happen. So my thing is, I literally said this. I was talking to my wife. I said, yo, I see this version of Omari, literally, and he's surrounded by purple light. But he doesn't have emotion. He has it, but he don't have it. And the reason why he doesn't have it is because he doesn't need it for what he's about to do. And this being, if I can draw you from my mind's eye, this being has been standing there with his hand out. Waiting for me to grab it. Not even to grab the hand. Okay, so this is where he is in front of me. That's the me. That's the crown. That's the light I came in here as. When I walk and align with it, there's no more need for emotion. There's no more need for attachment. There will be another level. I know what this means. It means that the sea will be no more. That was Revelation chapter 21. And I told y'all what the sea was. The sea is a sympathetic, empathetic, apathetic. The sea will be no more. You will be detached from, it's not even about emotion because you'll only feel true love. So you won't be able to feel jealousy, envy. You won't be able to feel hatred. You won't be able to feel lust. You'll know what it is, but you won't be able to feel it. You won't be able to feel sadness. You won't be able to feel, I know what he's saying. All I'll be able to feel is love. And love isn't any of these things that they try to convince us is love, but it's actually toxicity. And I'm not talking about relationships. I'm talking about this world. You with me? That world is toxic. It's poisonous. It's old. It's mildewed and rotten, and you got to get up out of it. So I'm telling you, I already know. And I have a time frame. So I know that by June 20th, literally, I was told to be quiet. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to see what I can say. June 20th. Purity. Speak on purity and breath work. So whatever that means, speak on purity and breath work. Okay, I'll speak on purity and breath work. Slower breathing, more intentional breathing will need to be practiced. And I think the reason for that is because, let's say somebody walk in and say, yo, man, shut the fuck up, right? If you slow down your breathing, you will be able to process what the chemical response is that is causing the emotion that you would feel, all right, from the statement or from the attack. You have to slow it down. Slow down the breathing, and then you'll be able to say, okay, let me say it another way. If you knew, and you can't know this, you just study it. If you knew what cortisol is or was, all right, what you would do is you would attempt to alleviate it. You don't want a lot of it in your body. You don't want stress running rampant in your body. You want it to be as removed as possible. So that's a chemical response, a chemical reaction to things that are occurring, a response to stimuli. So you will see things from a more scientific lens. Go watch that TV show, man who fell to earth. The man that was the father, he was becoming that. And it doesn't necessarily remove you from the ability to understand these feelings, because you saw a scene where the daughter wanted to dance with the father. And what happened? She got up. She said, "Dad, this is how you used to show me how to dance." And she stood on his feet. And he was showing, like, they danced for a little bit. And then after it was over, he stepped back and he sat back down in the chair to sacrifice himself to help the main one do what he needed to do. Right? So he still understands it, and he was still able to hug her and smile. But we cannot dwell there in a realm of emotion. But it's not okay, this part is why it's so difficult. Because this part isn't for the collective. This part is for the few. This is, all right, all the trumpets, 7 trumpets, they went off. Blum, 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 all right? All the trumpets went off. The horns, the messengers, they've come. 7 seals. The main messenger, Malachi. Malachi is a duck. The messenger of righteousness, he showed up. He's here. He's already come through. He's been speaking. They ignored him. In the world, all this other stuff has happened. And then you start seeing what's happening out here in a world that's falling and failing, and you say, I cannot be a part of this. So you have to withdraw, because these people, if you don't, that same hand that you reached down and said, ascend city, they'll grab you, some of them, and they'll pull you down with them. You with me? You know how people say misery loves company? You ever there's just a great day and somebody call you and they just start piling shit on top of you that don't belong to you. And you get off the phone, next thing you know, you feeling drained. You walking around slower. You got a cloud. You feel tension in your forehead, in your chest. People walk back and say, what's wrong with you? I don't know. You don't know because you just took on all of that. And these people came, and it was their job to come through, because they're pulling people down. That's why they call them a downer. You with me? And if people aren't careful and aware of that, all right, you'll walk in the room and you can pull everything out of the room with you. You'll take. Or you walk in and you give everything when you show up. You'll add on to. You with me? Now, these beings, it don't matter if you walk in and take. It don't matter if you walk in and give. It's going to do this. Here go your take. Ping, ping. Ricochet. Here go your give. Ping, ping. Ricochet. It doesn't matter. That's who I see. And that is who I'm becoming. And I won't be able to explain it to people. Even though I attempted to explain it to you now, I won't be able to explain it, because this won't be for the many. This will be for me. Does that make sense? That one will be for me. And because I do that for me, those who are me will understand it. And they'll be there, overstanding with me. But all of those who are not me, who are not the few, they won't understand it. Does this make sense? This is that day. You're in that day. And there will be only a few of you in that day. It's not going to be a lot of people. So look at it. I make a post on my story. 5,000 some odd people see it. All right, let's just say 5,000. 5,000 people see it as a link. And the link says, come into this room. All right, we're going to be doing these readings, woo, woo, woo. 50 people come. Out of 5,000. You want to know what I was taught? It'd have been less. It said, out of 1,000, Malachi wrote this in the Holy Tablets. Out of 1,000, 999 will go to the fire. They'll be destroyed. One may go on to not be destroyed. This ain't really, you don't have to take it from the esoteric standpoint. You know that, right? This is life. Most people choose the path of least resistance. They don't want to go through struggles and strife. They don't want to endure, so they won't secure. And only the few ones do that, which allows for them to get to those levels. And then the few become hated. If you pay attention, the few who achieve, they become hated. Even though they were only doing, you see when people, you be at work, right? You're doing something great and you're being honored for it. You always got Judas in the background, scowling. You with me? Or sulking because you're achieving. You see? So the indigo light, the purple light. I don't think it's a coincidence either that there are 3 of these. I don't think that to be a coincidence. But that purple light is real. That's the light I came in here with. That's the light of the crown. And we're going ultraviolet. June 20th. So, interestingly enough, that is the solstice. Also, interestingly enough, the sun is activating a lot of solar flares, huh? And they worried about how many people power went out recently. It came back on real quick. Geostorms is happening. I'm not saying anything but that. You take from it what you want to take from it. All right? If something is coming from that sun powerful enough to disrupt your transformers, it's powerful enough to engage and interact with your DNA. All right? They said the sun's supposed to move closer. That's some arrogant ass shit. The sun just get up and be like, anyway, like I was saying, so, cause y'all ain't hear me. That's some arrogant shit the sun gonna do. Don't tell me the nigga finna get out the couch and ask who the fuck you talking to. Huh? Who? Who the fuck you talking to? Bro, imagine the sun get up in your face. Shit, all you gonna see niggas doing is going inside. They just gonna go inside. The sun gonna be... Nope. Damn, I said it already though. Cause I'm trying to make the video for one of y'all motherfuckers take my shit and run with it. Cause that's all people do. Take my shit and run with it. The sun gonna be like, they scared to come outside. Man, somebody gonna take my shit. They gonna make me mad as fuck too. I don't know why people do that, bro. Just create. Why y'all everybody wanna take my shit? Damn. That's like on the service club, they scared to come outside. Come your ass outside. Where y'all at? Where all the black guys at? Where your ass at? Anunnaki? What you say? Anunnaki? Come on. Bring your ass. Nah. Go put a sweater on. You hard? Don't come out here in your drawers. You hard, right? Come y'all ass outside. Nah, all that crown activation. I'm out here. Some of y'all playing. Y'all listen. I know what's happening. Because I was riding in a lift. And lady was driving, sweating like a motherfucker. I ain't even realize it. She was like, you can feel the air? Whew, you can feel the air? I'm like, yeah, but I ain't even noticed that. Like, she had the air on and she in front of the shit. And she's sweating like a motherfucker. And I ain't even realize it was hot. I'm like, this shit regular. Man, we ain't even solstice. We ain't even solstice yet. Bro, then you know you motherfucker trying to spray all these fucking, what do you call it? eBay version winter sprinkles and shit. They trying to do the Tubi version of winter out here. You know they trying to do that. It ain't even working. The sun like, anyway, let's get past that. Since that out of the way, sun popping up. Yeah, watch people. Especially all these melanin dominant people. You ain't finna see too many people outside tomorrow, so get out here in this sun. You gonna see niggas tugging at their turtleneck all the fuck summer. You gonna see niggas tugging at their collar. Niggas gonna be tugging at their skin, no matter what they wearing. Niggas are gonna be tugging at their skin like, bro, can I take this version off? Watch people. They are not going to be able to take it. They go, oh, shit, it's hot in here. You ain't hot? I told you how you going to know. If you want to know how to locate agents, they're going to say these 3 words this summer. You ain't hot. If you want to locate an agent this summer, there go your formula. If a motherfucker say you ain't hot this summer, that's an agent. Do with that what thou wilt. Motherfuckers, I'm chosen. And they gonna be in an AC. They gonna be their ass in the AC. I'm trying to tell you some shit. Cause we gonna be like, yo, you saw that? They be like, I AC shit. They gonna be in the AC. AC shit. You ain't hot? No. If I had $1 for every time a motherfucker ask me if I'm hot, I'm like, bro, what? It's regular. So I know y'all feeling that shit. Some of y'all out here feeling this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That sun is going to be baking people. And it's going to be pulling all that shit up out of you. So if you ain't been making them moves, it's going to know. It's going to judge you. I ain't judging. The sun going to judge. That's good news, though. The sun come close. It need to. Sun need to triple in size. It needs to come closer. We need to go closer to it, or 1. I can't wait till it be 100 degrees. Nigga, 140. Let niggas walk outside and disappear. Take it back or forward to the ancient times. Play that drum. When they set the world on fire, maybe won't it feel great to be home? They like, eh. Well, it'll feel great to me. It'll feel great to be home. Shit. All that chemicals and acid. Oh, you said 144? Exactly. Yeah, all that shit. Hey, listen. There's a fast coming from June 11th to June 20th. 9 days. All right? No, I don't want to do that shit. But it ain't about what I want, is it? It's the Father's will. There's another fast coming. A lot of y'all benefited from the last one we did was 9 days. You're going to need this one. You're going to need it. I don't know what else to tell people. Because I hear the Son speaking. It's a different language. I don't understand it to explain it. But I hear it. And it resonates. It rearranges your skin. It rearranges your DNA. So motherfuckers gonna be trying to hide from it and get up out of it. You need to be in it so you can make that connection with it. It's gonna speed you up. Why does that need to happen though? You need more mental agility. Mental agility needs to be increased. The more mentally agile you are, the more able these beings will be to connect with you or protect you. This is coming from Malachi. He was saying people who were more mentally stable, it's easier for the extraterrestrial beings to make contact. They can't when you're dealing with too much noise. Any other questions? Question, does the astral body have free will, or is it always the body when we are awake? I don't know what you mean by does the body have free will. In my astral projections, or in the astral state or astral realm, yeah, I have free will. Well, again, I don't want to say it's free because everything you do, whether you will to do it or don't will to do it, there's something to pay for it. You with me? There's energy that moves because of it. So yeah, in the astral plane, I do. I don't know if everybody else. I have free will, as you call it, or will. Soon we won't be eating at all, I'm sure. I don't know about that, bro, because y'all can have me getting locked up for indirectly killing motherfuckers. I ain't never said that. I think I understand what you're getting at, but I ain't say that. You have to let that be said off of here. If that's being said, you have to hear that off of here. I ain't say that shit. Who said that? Was asking, what about dating people who's vaccinated, especially sexually, because I don't know. Let me tell you something. I ain't never worked for FAISE, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Mildred, Cain, Abel, none of these people. So I don't know. You hear me? Somebody came here and said, yo, let's talk about it. You see, I ignored the shit out of that? No disrespect. I'm not talking about that because I don't know what I'm talking about. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm talking about. I can sit and read articles, regurgitate. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I remember them niggas talking about how proteins was going to be jumping off of people and shedding and doing a lemon head. And I don't know. Listen, I don't know how they think a protein can jump any the fuck where. You know how small a protein is, but listen, that's what you worried about? It's a lot more shit out here that you can catch. You know what I'm saying? That'll change your damn DNA. Other than some shit a motherfucker just took a few years ago. This shit been around. Trying to tell you something. Yeah, there's some spike proteins, the smooth proteins, the dull ones, messenger RNA, Raina, Dana, Raina. Everybody was there. Who the fuck is these people? We don't know, but stay away from them. Man, you don't even know what the fuck. This one brings you a message. What the message is. I don't know, but it's going to change my messages, and I'm not fucking with that. Nigga, everything you eat and drink changes your messages. You don't understand genetics. Anything you eat, niggas sitting there with a big-ass cheeseburger. I'm not taking that. You're killing yourself already. You might as well. If that's your goal, this one might do it quicker. Sorry if I triggered you. This one might do it quicker, goddammit. Shit. Niggas in there stuffing his face. Just eating a heart attack. Just a heart attack in a box. I'm not taking that shit. I'm not doing that. Well, yeah, let's talk about what you are taking, since you're not taking that. Shit. Niggas fighting cholesterol, like prison charges. Niggas is going through all kind of shit. I ain't taking that. I ain't taking I ain't taking niggas on Clubhouse calling this shit the apple. When they was like, they thought the jab wasn't working no more, they were like, bro, we'll call it the apple. I ain't taking that damn apple. You need to. You need to start taking the damn. You need to start taking the damn apples. I ain't taking that damn apple. I'm good right here where I'm at. It don't sound like it, family. It don't even look like it. I ain't gonna hold you. Bro, that shit crazy. Let me tell you something. You're gonna need to learn this before this month over. All right? Your phenotype is gonna tell on you. You ain't able to hide it because awareness is peaking. Your outward appearance is going to tell on you. When people see you, they're either going to see a glow or they're going to see a no. It's going to be glow or no. But you will not be able to fake it. And you glowers, I have news for you. Everybody, including your enemies, ops, they're going to see it and they'll be attracted to it. They're going to be everybody, everything, every suck you buy, every ink you buy will be attracted to it. When you walk through the desert, you think just because you fasted and you doing great, you think they just going to let you pass without tempting you and testing you? Ooh. The moment you say, all right, I'm about to fast. Okay, your husband come home with all the shit you wanted to eat. Ain't that right? Everything you wanted. Groceries, he got a chef hat on for some reason. He say, I don't know why, but I'm going to cook for you today. Because you're the devil, that's why. Because you're the devil, that's why. Get thee behind me. What you making? Wife come in making all this shit. Man, God damn. Get thee behind me so I can smell this. What that is? You hear me? As soon as you get to fasting, you wake up and you ain't even by the damn bakery, but you can smell that shit because of the cold and warm front and the wind and the directional. You say, how the fuck this scent get all the way to hell over here? You start doing like the cartoon characters. You float to it. God told us, I thought you were fasting. You know, God petty. I thought you were fasting. They gonna test the shit out of you glowers. You elect, they are not gonna let up off of you. I hear y'all. All y'all talking about some, I'm ready and da-da-da-da. Man, you finna go through it. You finna go through it. You're finna go through it. That thing you want to get stuck in and caught up in and stopping in is the desert. But you finna go through it because you're entering into new terrain. You ain't used these crowns. You ain't used these light bodies. This shit is gonna be tough. You know what I mean? You wanna know how tough it is? Let me tell you how tough it's gonna be. How is it gonna feel? All right. You know when you're doing push-ups, right? And you get to that point where you can't do any more. All right, let's say you done did 50 push-ups, right? And you get to that point where you're like, okay, I need to do a few more. But you get to the last few and you're like, I mean, anybody ever yell? That's how you know you did it, right? Okay, when you get to that point where you're about to yell, try doing 50 more, right? Exactly. No, without a break. That's how it's going to feel. That strain, the pressure, you're going to feel it. But you're ready for it because you've already been exercising. You already been fasting. You already been eating lighter. You already been dealing with self. You already been working. You already been moving and everything that you would need to get through this. You already got it. Any questions? Shaking like a palm tree. Now do 50 more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's going to take some time. Now, that wasn't a literal thing. I want nobody out here trying to kill themselves, do 50 more push-ups on top. FAISE said do it. No, I didn't. It was an analogy. It was an allegory. Instead of having to wake up. What do you mean? How you deal with astral incubi? Like, avoid them instead of having to wake up. Oh, well, you need to deal with you. You think you got to deal with the incubi. You have to deal with you. You think you have to deal with the robber that's robbing you for your $3,000 that you got in your backpack walking through the hood at 3 a.m.? You think they're the problem. You're the problem. Because what the fuck are you doing in the hood at 3 a.m. with $3,000 in a see-through bag walking around willy-nilly? You have to deal with you. If you got $3,000 in a bag, it need to not be see-through. First of all, you don't need to be walking around with no cash. You need to put that shit on a disc and put that shit in a pocket somewhere locked up in some cargo tactic pants. Whatever the fuck they call them. Right? You need to be moving smarter. You need to be dressed in all black. You don't need to be walking around with some bright-ass white neon clothes. Niggas walking around with neon clothes and how they find me. Okay? I hope you don't take no offense to what I'm telling you. I ain't going to tell you anything but the truth. You understand that, right? Okay. You open yourself up. You have to deal with you. If incubi are finding you, there are two reasons why they'll find you. One, there's lust there that hasn't been transmuted. Or two, you're in their way. You're in their way. You with me? So what's my point? If you have built up sexual energy, you're going to attract incubi, succubi. The more built up sexual energy you have, the more you attract them. The only way to transmute sexual energy is with the brain. People say, oh, just exercise. Yeah, you can exercise to exercise demons, all of that. But if your brain ain't in it and you just exercising, all you just did was made yourself more sexually frustrated. You have to decide, I am not on this frequency. And if it's painful, you have to decide, I'm going to endure the pain. What the brothers that went through the semen retention? Remember that? We did the 90 days. I know y'all felt the hell that you went through. Excuse me. I know you felt the hell that we went through. Because you don't have an escape that can release something that make you feel like you're not enduring something or going through things. So you had to face it. Some of y'all ain't make it. Right? And there's nothing wrong, okay? It's just what it is. There's the reason why there's a 90-day thing there, like I explained. Okay, well, I talk about it, and I think I spoke about it in the rehab book. Okay, if not, then I talk about the rehabilitation process. I know that because it's called rehab. It takes about 90 days to rewire your brain. Neural pathways and everything had to be rerouted. Dopamine receptors had to be reset because they've been fried and shot because they've been used so much. All right, my point here is building up the energy. Don't stop these incubi from coming and succubi from coming. Oh, let me tell you something. And I experienced this last year or 2023. And this time is moving quick. 2023, 2 years ago. When I was doing the 90-day retention, man, and I had people around me that can bear witness to it. It don't matter where we went. And I ain't bragging. No matter where we went, I would walk through a place, come out with women. Not on purpose. I ain't talking. I ain't shooting my shot. I'm damn near nodding. I ain't even acknowledging. I walk out. Women came out with me, coming up to me, talking to me. Yo, let me give you my number. Okay. I would like to talk to you. Da, da, da. Hey, I know who you are. Da, 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 da. Some people recognized me. Some people didn't. But people were coming to me. And I was walking off with their numbers, they purse, they panties, all kind of stuff. I didn't even know. They just gave me stuff. I just had a bunch of stuff draped over my arm. And one of my people who was with me was like, yo, nigga, I'm trying to get like you. How the fuck is you doing that? And I didn't even realize it was being done until they said the shit. I was like, oh, well. But I understood because that's a science that people don't even really get to experience because that shit don't happen when you do like a few days and you're like, okay, I'm good. Nah, you haven't. Same thing with fasting. You're going to experience something with a 1-day fast, but you're not going to see the changes. 9 days is when you really start changing physically. 3 days is when you start changing internally, which I guess is the same thing. Okay. Inwardly, you start changing and rebooting your immune system, all of that within 3 days. Autophagy, all of that steps in or sets in. After those 3 days, when you get up to those 6 and then the 9 days, you start changing your very being. Your form changes. The gut you had, that goes. The face, you want a more slimmer face. You don't need to get no job or no etching or no nose. It's just fast. And you'll be able to see a change in that. Whatever it is, your energy, all of that's going to change. Your outlook on food will change. That's why you have to keep doing it. Okay, so it can start becoming a part of your habit or your habitat. You with me? So I think I was on the what is it? That might have been the 30th or the 40th day, one of them. But either way, man, it wasn't just even, again, I ain't bragging. I'm telling y'all something. It wasn't even just in person. It was people coming from all over messaging me. Just everybody. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? And I wasn't going and searching. It was just hitting. Ba-da-da-da. Woo-da-woo, they coming. But why? Does that make them bad people? No. Does that make them automatically succubus? No. However, if you can understand that, even on a physical plane, okay, women are attracted when they seeing more of that piled up, that energy there. They don't even know why. Okay, they nose just get open and wide open. They don't even understand it. Okay, it becomes a challenge to the lower versions, and it becomes something that they want to add on to when it's the higher versions. All right, depending on who you're dealing with, because they know that if they align with this being and they're with that, then they'll be able to get things moved in their life. But some just come to take. If you really look at it, right, the real incubi and succubi don't operate in what you call the physical plane. They come when you're resting. They'll come in your dream state. So if you can see even just the simple form or the physical form, as you call it, of women coming to you when you got all that energy built up, all right? And I was transmuting. I get up, I was stretching, exercise, all kind of stuff. So I was still on the move and they were coming, all right? Then you can see why the incubi come. You got energy in you that you have to transmute. So you don't get mad at the robber is my point. I know I said a lot. Let's get it back to the center. Don't get upset with the robber because you in a neighborhood with $3,000 in your backpack. This is deja vu, by the way. This is the fourth time I've seen this. I think today. Interesting. Don't get upset with the robber because you got $3,000 in your backpack and it's a see-through backpack and you walk around with neon clothing, playing music with one of the most up-to-date iPhones and the glasses with the fucking video cameras on it and everything, and you flex it and got this AP watch on and chains and you bling it and you got the light, you recording yourself so they can see that it's dancing, and they rob you. Say, what's wrong with my people? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So to the sister who asked that, if you're still here, I know I said a lot. Okay? You really need to do work with you. You have to work on you. And one way that you can avoid it, again, to answer your question, without having to wake up, is you have to make sure that before you go to rest, your body is right. Your being is right. How can you do that? Well, you can drink some hot water before you go to rest. Moderate temperature. Don't burn yourself, because people just do whatever the fuck you say. And then they say, why the fuck you tell me to do that? Test the damn water like you would if you were getting in a tub. All right? Drink you some hot water. Okay? Flush your system. Listen to you some tones. All right? Get comfortable and actually rest. Get your phone from off in front of you. If y'all ever notice, when you up at night with your phone, you notice how your head start hurting? Okay? Your body is saying, yo, what's up? It's time for us to rest. And you try to stay and catch up and scroll. I'm not saying just y'all alone. I've gone through it. Right? That's your body saying, yo, okay, I need to rest now. So you need to get your phone away from you. Okay? And you really need to actually rest. And if you find yourself not able to rest, that means you need to get up and do things. Move around, get more stuff done. Move around your house, sage your house, clean your house. You with me? Start changing your routine other than just you get washed, ready for bed and lay down. And you scroll and you got all these portals open, and you, especially in the witching hours that they call it, mental reservoir, they hijack the mental reservoir hours to make it pornography hours. You with me? So you have to be cautious of that too. So you have to really deal with all. I know it's tough because again, you operate in the jasad, the flesh, the body. But they're attracted to not your body, not your flesh. They don't care nothing about that. They care about the electromagnetic yield that human beings give off when they're aroused. Or when they have built up sexual energy. That's all they care about. And you can't be mad at them. You can be just as upset with them as you would be wolves who eat meat. All right? Or the lion that attacks the gazelle. Okay? That's their nature. The nature of the incubi is to feed off of human beings. That's what they do. The nature of the succubi is to feed off human beings. That's what they do. When you feel yourself being penetrated and you know ain't nobody to fuck in your house, it is just you in the dark, you're not tripping. That is a masculine being that has a phallus that operates in the realm unseen, ultraviolet and beyond, or infrared. Okay? They operate in the realm unseen. And when they catch you between realms of passing or states of consciousness, they can lawfully interact with you if you are in alignment with them or resonating with them in some way. You with me? Now, that doesn't mean that they won't attempt to break the law. And they will break the law. A lot of them. When they realize you're storing and you're transmuting and you're trying to shift, then they'll attempt to hijack your brain in your dream state to give you sexual images that when you wake up, you may act on those images. Or you act on those images or those visuals in your dream. And that causes you to open a gate for them. And then once you act on it, they say, okay, I'm not breaking the law because they on our frequency. Y'all hear me? Again, you may not like what I say, but I ain't going to tell you nothing but the truth. And I've been so far around this realm. I talk to y'all from actual experience. I ain't reading this stuff and saying, and I read this here and I read that there and I saw this in a YouTube video. No. The only way they can engage with you is if you allow them to, which is why you'll be in a dream, and before you engage in anything sexual, you don't have no problems. But the moment you start trying to engage in some sexuality, then you start having issues. They start fucking with you. You with me? Because it's like literally they tempt you and test you so that they don't have to deal with repercussions of breaking the law. Go watch the movie Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. And they said something to Doctor Strange when he was dream walking, right? And I think it was something else, other shit they was doing. He did a lot of shit. But they were like, that's forbidden. And the demons attacked him. Or they tried to attack his body. And he literally told the girl before he went under or over. And he said, watch my body because they'll try to attack me. Or in case they try to attack my body. Because you're not supposed to be doing certain things. And that's you breaking the law. So they're not breaking the law. When you break your law, okay, and you go against your orders, and they'll be given rights to you. That's why they say to Iblis. Iblis said, if you, okay, or Allah told Iblis in the Quran, he said, yo, you're of the lowly. Anybody that follow with you, they can go to hell with you. So if you find yourself dealing with all these hellish things, it's either you moving away from hell and you're being tempted to stay, or you're in hell too deep in it to even really understand about it. That's what all this confusion and illusion is, where people try to deflect from their state or their position by using drugs and all this other stuff. They don't want to deal with where they are. So you're still there. You're just trying to cause yourself to forget by putting on these virtual reality glasses. You're still where you are. You with me? So because Iblis is of the lowly, these jinn are of the lowly. Yeah. And when you align with the lowly, you open yourself up to them. And when you're passing through their realms, the different circles of hell, they will tempt you to stay. All right. That's where you get this word desert. Okay. You have desert. You have desire or deseret, or the Egyptian word desher, okay, which is literally the word for amber, or not even amber, red, okay, because amber will be more close to ember when you're talking about fire, okay, or esh or nar, okay, but red. So you have the desert, desire, desher, and even Jesus, Isa, had to go through the desert to be tempted. And he passed and succeeded. You understand? Without explaining to you who that is and why he's able to pass. Because they say he was born where? In Bethlehem. Okay? Bethlehem. That word lechem, literally, go look it up. It means bread. And this word Beth is to say an abode or a house. So to say a house of bread or a place of bread. So he was born there, but he also had to receive the spirit or the word of God, because man cannot live off of bread alone. You with me? But out of every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God, or anu, or nu, word of mouth, nuapu. Okay? You can't live off of this alone. All right. Or this illusionary world. You can't be here alone and get up out of here. You have to be able to have the spirit. See it as a hot air balloon. Okay. Notice how people say, oh, you full of hot air. It shouldn't even be a bad thing then, because you'll ascend. When that hot air balloon gets enough of that pressure up there and that fire up there, those flames, it'll what? Ascend. So see this as the bread. And see this as that spirit or the word of God. However you need to see it. Or meduneta. And that's how you'll ascend. But you cannot live off of the body alone. Or you can't just have the battery, all right, without the energy flowing through it. Okay? You need the energy and the battery. You can't just have the car, you with me, without the engine. And the electricity or the gasoline, the fluid that moves through it. You understand? So remember, when Jesus or Isa was in the desert, what did Shaitan say to him about the stones? He said, turn these stones into what? Bread. You with me? You see all these signs? Again, you can't live off bread alone. You have to understand the whopper. So you're going to be tempted? Yeah. You're going to be tempered? Yeah. You're going to deal with temperature? Yes. You're going to deal with a lot of things. However, I'm so excited for you because when you get on the other side of this, and I hope to see you there, when you finally reach purification, you're going to be so grateful because you'll look around and you'll see who hasn't. And you'll feel for them, but you'll also understand if you didn't do, you would have been right there with them. The hardest thing for a lot of you when you pass through the hells is you're going to hear cries of people. You're going to hear them and they'll be stuck and mangled. And you're going to want to reach out to help them, but there's a barrier. You with me? And there will be nothing you'll be able to do because a lot of those beings or people or souls are so far trapped. You can try to speak out and utter and say, stand up, Kiyam, Kawum, Kiyama, resurrect, get up. You can do all of that, as all of the warners have attempted to do. But what they say, they're not going to listen. Not everybody's going to listen to you. They're going to call you crazy. Look at what they do to me. They say I'm crazy. They say I'm trying to be a successor of Malachi. They say I'm trying to center things myself. People can call me snake. People are agent. I'm fake. I got a fake soul for some reason. I got a fraudulent soul. All kind of. I just. Okay. I can't stop. I just got to keep crawling and get up out of there, or keep climbing. So a lot of y'all, I don't know if y'all ready for it, but y'all are gonna hear people's souls screaming. You're gonna meet people and you're gonna hear it, and you'll be able to deal with it because your tone, when you speak to them, it'll give them keys. It'll give them spirits, sweet spirits, melaki. Okay? It'll give them sweet spirits. So they'll be given an opportunity just through you speaking to them to get up out of there. Oh, but you're going to hear it because I hear it. And it's loud. It's loud because you hear everything. You hear what they're going through. You hear what they're saying. You hear what they're not saying. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? And I have to do my best to remember that people don't overstand it. Because if I don't remember that, I'll be in the middle of a room and won't even nobody talking. You know what I'm saying? You'll lose your fucking mind if you don't keep your composure. All right? Your calm position. Calm posure. Pose and be calm. Stand still. If you don't be still, you'll lose your mind. You be like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. They gonna put my ass in the damn house. Like, yo, what? I didn't say anything. Yo, yes, the fuck you did. I heard you. You said such and such and such. I thought that. Oh. I be slipping up, though, because I be forgetting that this, people, again, they don't understand it. I be telling people what they thought. All right? Any other questions before we get up out of here? That was a great build. Nobody wins a gender war. So don't engage. Don't engage. You won't win. You're not going to out-trifling somebody. You're not going to out-conniving somebody. You're not going to match energy. You're not going to do any of that. Listen, nobody wins. If you see people are choosing to go the opposite direction, let them go. You've already spoken to them. One of the keys that Malachi gets, if they don't accept it, let them go. Don't try to force things now. You're in violation. They don't accept it, let them go. Stop trying to hold people who don't want to be held. Stop trying to bridge people to be a part of your reality, don't want to be a part of it. You with me? It's going to be tough. It's supposed to be tough. Thanks for the bill. Thank you, too. If these are called bills and you do this often, wouldn't that make you a master builder? It would be. It would be. But some people don't understand that. They need to see building take place how Bill said building takes place. They need to see building how the Caucasian who built the system that they believe in builds. If they don't see you making a certain amount of dollars a year, riding around in Corvettes and Versace, if you're not Brother Polite throwing a hotel party with people talking about you ready to do some Hollywood stuff. If you're not 19 Keys, talking about you're not a god, if you're homeless, da 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 da. If you're not these people, then first of all, they're not going to see you as a master builder. Even though these people are not actually builders. Most of the time you look at these people, they just operating in other people's buildings, literally. Okay, or a part of other people's systems. They don't have their own. There's not a single person that's created their own system outside of Dr. Malachi York. Own complete system. A system has language, nationality, land, all of that. Currency. Ain't nothing to be. So, yeah, I am a master builder. Not to the extent in which Dr. Malachi York is, though. So that's when 19 Keys said that, he was like, we don't need master teachers, we need master builders. 19 Keys is incompetent. He knows he's incompetent. And the reason why they have to stay away from people like me is because you think all that shave in your face, all that money, all that whatever the hell, gear, all the stuff, you think that makes you one of us? That makes you naked. You know what I'm saying? Because all of that is put on. Literally, you have to put all of that on. That's put on. We know you can't deal with truth. You have to ask yourself. Many times I called out 19 Keys. He can't stand on shit. He won't even say my name. He can't stand on it. But they'll respond to everybody, talk to everybody. They're afraid of that. Because to speak and stand in that right here, you'll expose yourself. And these women already know you full of it. All the women already know 19 Keys full of it. The only ones who don't know that is the ones who are trying to bet them. The ones who are trying to find out whether or not they can get close enough to segs their way into a position. The women know they're full of shit. They know all these niggas full of shit. They just waiting on somebody to be able to make more moves. And I say, I'm on the way. It's taking me longer. You want to know why? Because I'm not full of shit. The full of shit ones, they get more support in that world. But I'm not complaining because we like it that way. That way, when we get there, ain't going to be no excuse. For anybody coming after us, say, no, you don't have to be full of shit to make it. You don't have to. You with me? This is how you know they're not full of shit. If they admit that they have wronged an entire people by trying to hide Malachi. They wronged y'all. That was a violation. That was blasphemy. They spoke things that were harmful to the movement. If they can stand on that, then yeah, they won't be full of shit anymore. But they can't stand on that because then how you going to keep up your facade? So his response to me saying, yo, let's deal with it. Let's talk about the master teachers. Let's go master for master, da, 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 was we don't need master teachers anymore. We need master builders. And my response trumped his response hideously. And it was, Dr. Malachi York is a master teacher and a master builder. Now, let's go master for master. Let's go master teacher for master builder. Let's go master teacher for master teacher, master builder for master builder. You with me? These people ain't mastered shit by how to run their mouth. They know that though. This internet shut down, they don't have a soul. That money frees up, they don't have a soul. They won't know where to go. They don't know where to start. They don't know where to begin. They don't know where to end. I'll tell you where to begin. They still won't get it, I'll tell you. You begin here. Ori. Yeah. That's where you begin. Origin. Why I spell it like that? Because Ori means my light. Ori. Ori. My light. Genesis. Generator. The generator of my light. What's the generator of my light? The sun. You begin at the true light. Whatever the true light is, wherever the true light is, it will always be the true light. In the TV show, Man Who Fell to Earth, they highlighted the company and they called it Origin. You know what Origin means? The beginning. If I draw you a graph, right? I say this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. Okay? What is this? This is referred to as the origin. Go look it up. That's your origin point. That's where you start, that's where you begin, and that's where you end. You remain centered. No matter where you go, however far you travel, you remain centered. Always, always. They won't know where to go. So yeah, I am a master builder. Well, y'all know who the master builder is. Malachi Z. York. And that's why I love being where I am, who I am. Why? Because they can't even deal with me. They can't even stand with me. That show y'all what the problem is. They can't handle little old me. I'm just a little big deal. They don't want to deal with the big deal at all. Because you see how they run from little big deal, Omari. And I'm some serious shit. I'm some super kind of fragilistic, espialidocious, anti-disestablishmentarianismistic super shit. And they don't want to fuck around. So, yeah, there go y'all answer. So how much further do you need to look than Malachi? Okay? Don't get it twisted in your head. Start thinking you him. I see people try to do that. I'm like, you're going to fail. You're not him. You can only be you. He told me that in my dream. So don't get it twisted. Start thinking you him. You're not him. You with me? That's who that is. He is him. Any other questions? It comes a time teachers become silent. Yep. This whole thing is a test. You're on testing grounds. You call it Earth. Can we hear the letter to Halo? Hold on, I was supposed to drop that video. I forgot. Yeah, I'll go out there and let y'all hear it in a second. I just did the video. I was supposed to drop it. But my ass got on live. Let me go outside. Let me get my charger. Where did I put this shit off safety? I really do not remember that shit. Any other questions? Walking in bit with some heavy shit. Hell is you doing? Yeah. Walking in bed with some heavy shit. Walking in bed with some heavy shit. They disperse very quick. Very sweet. Call Harry Wick. Cause it's on carry sweet. Underground railroad shit. Harry it. Bury it. Very quick. They thought they was very slick. They don't call cherry shit. They don't, berry mix. Get it, Harry Wisk. Get the air and shit. Yeah, like I'm Barris with. Pull up with a Moses stick. Pull up with a Aaron stick. Yeah, I'm on my Aaron shit. Running shit like Aaron's bitch. Yeah, I'm on my marinate. Hit that kind of serious shit. Yeah, let that marinate. Marinate. Fuck that. Let it. Okay, so they told me calm my crazy ass down. Because when I came up here, I lost connection. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to hear it then, because I moved my office into my room. Harry see, Perry quick, Harry fit, try to plant pussy, call it Harry wet, nigga, you a platypus, you want some Perry shit, they on Harry wet. They very sick. Hey, I'm Mary Witt. I'm sorry. I'm Perry Witt. I don't got a near shit to do with your embarrassment. Bitch, you embarrassing. I don't Harrison. Yeah. Call me Harrison. I pull up with Potters doing art. Call me Harry then. Yeah, call me Big Bop Booty. Call me Mary Stan. Yeah, call me Rue. Call me Buddha. Call me Mary Man. Yeah. I'm pulling up with some married men. No, my niggas ain't women. These ain't married men. No, my niggas shit too. I'm Larry then. Yeah. You think it's a game? Let's call Larry then. We put on a show. Let's call Larry then. Yeah, let's call Harry fan. Shit to the one. See that? Hit on Larry ring. Nigga, you a fishy ass nigga with a scary fin. Yeah, with a scary fin. Yeah, that mean he's scary then. Yeah, hold on. That wasn't me. That's my other friend. Yeah, let me bring him in. Go ahead, carry it then. Go ahead, carry it then. Yeah. With a merit, we with a hair shot. Boy, pull up in a tie shop. When we at the tie shop. Where we at the tie shop? We'll put a send a couple little FAISE shop. Bitch, I'm in the field and I own it. These is my crops. And I'm on your high top like Kid Rock, like high top like on your high top like Kid Rock. Yeah, to my rock to the top, pull to the make on Kid Rocks. Here, get your big hop to the roof, then a lot to a midnight. Yes, I hit hop, they gon' yeah. Nigga, I just come out raw and I get locked. Nigga, try to pull up like I'm Tupac and I grit lock. Yeah, Tupac and I grit lock. Yeah. Nigga get 8 pop like 2 pop and 6 pop. Add that shit together, nigga. What the fuck you get, pop? What the fuck you get, pop? Fuck around with this drop. Yeah. Play around and get your shit dropped. Shit drop. Yeah, and I'm married when I'm fit. I'm in this game and I'm married to this shit. So turn your head when you see me in her lip lock. Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? I don't get talk. I need to see motion. I'm in the sea ocean and a lake, nigga, devotion. Keep open. Yeah, won't see me fall, keep hoping. These niggas be joking. These niggas be broke men. These niggas be broken in, but broken folk then. Yeah. Get your spoon and fork then. Say you wanna eat with us, get your spoon and fork then. Yeah. Oh, let's do it. Yeah. Oh, let's do it. Oh, then they don't do it. Sit down and move away. Yeah. Sit down and move away. Oh, I'm on that angel shit. I'm in that bitch looking for something out of lost and shit. What is that? Yeah, out of lost and shit. I don't even know what the fuck is that, but I done all this shit. Went upstairs, kicked the damn cup over. I need me a cloth and shit to try to dry it up. Cause what the fuck? Damn. Who is Uncle Sam? Uncle Sam ain't who I am, so I don't give a damn. Boy, don't call me sir. Boy, don't call me ma'am. Boy, don't call me turkey. And boy, don't call me lamb. Thought I was gonna say ham. Cause you really dumb. Oops, I meant damn. Oops, I meant shit. Oops, I meant fuck. Oops, I meant truck. Yeah, I'm in the truck. What I'm doing? Pulling down. Yeah, nigga, stop thinking you know where I'm going with it. Why? Cause you don't know where I'm going with it. Nigga got a problem, but gon' get it. Nigga got a problem, but gon' get it. Gon' get it. Get it like you dancing. Gon' get it then. Get it like you dancing. Why? Cause I'ma get it like we dancing. Yeah, and nigga gonna be dancing. I'm talking about the moonwalk. You don't wanna listen to me or my goons talk. Yeah. Nigga, pull up goon walking. You ain't never heard of goon walking until I told you that. Yeah, so don't hold me back. D-Nigga can't hold me back. I feel like Rick Ross. Yeah, pull up Mr. Star when I piss, so I'm pissed off. And you know that I'm the big dog, biggest dog. Yeah, not the biggest dog or the biggest cat, but not a pussy though. So what I am there, it don't matter, cause I don't know, but I'm still figuring it out. Cause I be doing therapy and shit, and meditating, and taking care of my mental health. Let's go deeper. And I'm not a sleeper. I am not a sweeper. But I'm a sweeper, if you know, Jeeper Creeper. Pulling up, taking everything that I need to take just to put it back, because I'm really nice and I was only borrowing. I wasn't trying to steal, but we can do it for real if you want to steal, because Jack and Jill went up the hill and broke the crown. But I am not Jack and Jill, so put the crown down or put the crown up. Wherever you want to put the crown, that shit is took. Yeah, I distracted you. Yeah, I don't care about your attitude. You thought I wasn't going to run up with your shit, but that did run off like on Jesse Owens, and you saying boat too? Yeah. You saying boat too? You saying boat too? I'm saying boat too. You saying boat too? I'll do this shit from here to Timbuktu. I don't give a damn. Fuck you. That's true. They say, ain't you one of them niggas who with the lamb? Yes, true. Thought I was a Peter, nigga. I don't got a Peter. Bitch, I got a log. Bitch, I got a hog maul. Bitch, I got a U-Haul. Bitch, I got a, all that. You want to play, your ass gonna get a call back. Yeah, you can't get your broad back. I took your whole world, then recalled that. What you call that? Yeah, revelation. Yeah, niggas forever hating. I don't even care, cause I'm aware. Yeah, we gonna have to do this right here. Like, have to do this right here, like for real, like right here. Like, at this moment, at this time, they gonna have to stop fucking around, stop playing with me. Why? Cause they gonna have to pay a fee for it. Nigga talk computer talk, but I be keyboard. Like, excuse me, can we do something exciting? Yeah, and you ain't getting invited in. Yeah, you need a vitamin. Yeah, cause they so sick of me. Oh, they gonna be sick of me, 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 sick of me. Mama said, mama knock you out. Mama said, I'ma do it. She say, knock you out. Like I'm LL Cool J. What you talking about? We could do this shit right here in the parking lot. We could turn this bitch up if we want to. We could turn this bitch up if we want to. We could turn this bitch up if we want to. Hey, give me some words. Turn this bitch up. Turn this bitch up. Yeah, turn this bitch up. Turn this bitch up. Yeah, turn this bitch up. Turn this bitch up. Yeah, turn this bitch up. Turn this bitch up. Yeah, hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your head. Hands on your head. Now put hands on your leg. Hey, get your damn hands off your leg. Hands off your leg. Hands on your phone. Hands on your phone. Everybody hold them up so I can see who called the feds. Give me your phones. Lay it down. Give me your phones. Lay it down. Give me your phones. Give me your phones. Give me your phones. Give me your phones. Halo green. Halo green. Halo green. That's a halo machine. Trumpets. Dump it. Mr. Rumpus. Humpus. Dumpus. Humpy Dumpty sat on the wall. Why the fuck did he do that? He thought he was a star. You ain't hot? Yes, you are. Mama said, Mama Michael saw, Mama saw. Pull up with a damn ratchet and a saw. Some words, some motherfucking nerves and some pocket candy that you give to the children if they ask. Technology. That's all I see. Looking at my phone. Leave me alone. Do you even hear? Anatomy. And Adam and Eve and the bear. Where the bear come from? I thought it was a snake. It don't matter. They should have listened to it anyway. What the fuck you doing talking to a damn reptilian? And I don't even understand that until the end. Yeah, you gonna see me in the end like I'm Cherokee. Say you gonna see me in the end like I'm Cherokee. Yeah, you ain't up here with me. You gonna need some hair grease and Machiavelli tears. See, yeah, nigga. I see a G. You can't even spell G, can you? Spell G. Yeah, some words. Grim like the reaper, grim like the bird. Bird ain't the grim, it don't matter cause it rhymes. Multiversally, yeah, one at a time. Monogamy, no nagamy. Bo gotta be, cause these folk gotta be. Crazy as hell these folk gotta be. They think I can't ascend out of this realm. Think I really give a damn, but I don't. Ma'am, Sam. Mr. Chin, your name Chin now. Your name Chin, I'ma call you Chin. Your name Chin, I'ma call you Chin. I don't give a damn if you call your friend. I call your friend Chin. Two of y'all Chin, y'all double chin. Two of y'all Chin, y'all double chin. Two of y'all chin, y'all double chin. Both of y'all chin. Stand together, yeah, look like a Buddha chin. Stand together, yeah, look like a Buddha chin. A unified Buddha chin. Unity and Buddhified, unified Buddha chin. That's what y'all look like to me. Telepathically, you look like a gin. A chin gin, a gin chin. A gin chin that rhyme with Ben 10. You look like a Ben 10. You get hit with 10 bends. No, you get hit with 10 Ben 10 bends. When I bent the 10 bend in, I hit your head with it, then slap your wrist like Ben 10. Yeah, stop playing with me. Or you can't play. It doesn't matter anyway. Cause I'ma do what I do. Yeah. I'ma do what I do. Yeah. We get down like the Bayou. Princess and the Frog. If you didn't know the reference. Yeah. Ha. I'm pulling up. Ha. Hopping out. Ha. Yes, sir. Ha. Knocking on the door, talking about ha. What the fuck was funny? Get the ha. Yeah, excuse me. Ha. I don't even need your pistol. Cause I got an ecosystem. Cause my system made of egos. System made of ego. Whoa. Ego. 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 Sister made a ego. Ego. Sister made an ego. I'm so fly, like Michael. Smooth, brother. Smooth, yes. I'm smooth, brother. I'm smooth, brother. Woo. Smooth, yeah. I'm a smooth brother. Yes, I'm a smooth brother. Catastrophe. Coming from the end of the east to the west, I can see. Oh, catastrophe. I was talking to some chick, she said her name Catastrophe. Oh, I hear Elder in there trying to holler. Mic check, mic check. I hear some elders in here trying to holler. Mic check now, mic check now. Vocals, 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 vocals. Running through the motherfucking money. 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 I think that's my problem. Cause if you running through a field full of money, how the fuck you got time to grab the shit, 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 to grab the shit. I'm slowing through the motherfucking money. Trying to saunter through the motherfucking money. And just when I saunter through the motherfucking money, guess what the nature wanna fucking do? Blow the wind in this motherfucker. Money all over this bitch. Just blowing, just. I say I should have just ran through the motherfucking money instead of running through the motherfucking money. Tried running through the motherfucking money, and then I tried walking through the motherfucking money. I can't do nothing with this motherfucking money. Yeah, put your hands in the air. Party people, y'all put your hands in the air. Party people, y'all put your hands in the air. Party people, y'all put your hands in the air. Started to see spaceships on Bankhead. I started to see spaceships on Bankhead. I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead. I've been to see spaceships Bankhead. It be zooming, zooming, zooming in a spaceship on the head. And I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead. All right, yo, and I seen it. Spaceships on Bankhead. A lot of motherfuckers was out there, and they were dead. I don't know how. I don't even know why they died. I looked up to the sky. They're gone. I said, why? The motherfuckers started to pray. I said, excuse me, on any other day. But right now, what you need to do is move. If not, stay there and lose. Yes, sir. Da, 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 da. What? Da, 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 da. Huh? Da, 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 da. Come on. Da, 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 da. Spaceships. Da, da, da. The fuck are they doing here? Da, 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 da. Excuse me, yo. Da, 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 da. Excuse me, hold on, I can do this. Da, 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 da. Hey, yo! Da, 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 da. What are you doing? Da, da. No, niggas live here. No, excuse me, niggas, I want to get back to this. Right here, motherfuckers live here. You can't even do that. No, 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 no. Think you can do that? No, 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 no. You can't do that. No, 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 no. Think you can do that? You have to park. Excuse me, move that. Yes. Da, 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 da. Yes. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da, yeah, yes. Da 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 da, da 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 da, yes. Da 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 da. Excuse me, may I talk to you, miss? I seen you from across the room. I know that sounds weird. Why do we say that? I was watching you from the parking lot. all the way into the club, but you didn't see me. I was in the shadow, so excuse me. Is that weird though? I've been watching you, where are you going? How did we normalize this push-up line? I ain't finna play with you niggas. I ain't finna play with you niggas. I ain't finna play with you niggas. And I ain't finna play with you niggas. I ain't finna play with you. Bring it back. I'm walking in sunshine, feet planted on the ground. I'm walking in sunshine, feet planted on the ground. Hold it. If the price is right, and then surely they will betray me. The cheap pieces of silver was its worth the trouble different, and I can see you shaking about, but I know the time is come. Don't be afraid when they come for me, my friend. Don't be afraid. It's all a part of the story. Don't be afraid when they come for me, my friend. It's all a part of the story. Get up! Get up! I ain't gonna say it again. Get up! No, for real. Get up. You in my seat. Get up, motherfucker. You're in my seat. I sit there. I'm not trying to hear that. What's the what? Huh? Who? No, there's no name on it. Oh, this motherfucker don't know who he's talking to. Get up out my seat. Oh, somebody come and tell him. Oh, I'm about to act a nigga. Oh, you ain't never heard that. I'm about to act a nigga in here. This nigga better get up. Ooh, get the fuck up out my seat. Get out his seat. Woo, get the fuck up out my seat. Get out his seat. Get the fuck up out. Oh, what's gonna happen? Motherfucker, you gon' see. Excuse me. They call me Smooth. From a long way ago. Smooth. From afar. Smooth. E-A-E-O-U-A-A. E-A-E-O-U-A-A. is for at last. I finally got you where I wanted to get you. E is for easy to see that love has arrived finally in the form of a dream. I need to say a thing before the time to speak has gone. You'll never hear again. I owe you everything inside. I say this with no pride. Please wake into the storm, 'cause you are ready. You are steady.